It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. You underestimate my power. Give my son this lightsaber.
That's how we start a podcast. I hate you.
Not you. Thank you for watching.
Welcome, Force family. Welcome back to the Star Wars Guys podcast. We are your hosts, Nate, Mike, and you know him well. It feels weird when I do it to
I was
myself.
going to say, that was great. I don't know if we've ever done
great.
it. You know him well. Me.
Uncle.
We are super excited to have you guys joining us. We are going to be diving deep. Boy, we can go seriously deep into this topic.
Yeah.
We had to reel
Star
ourselves in a
Wars-
little bit.
Star Wars battles ranked. We're going to be talking about space battles, land battles, epic battles, duels, lightsaber duels.
Yeah.
And hopefully you brought some ammo. Huh? See that?
Yeah.
Some
Ooh.
ammo to tie in, which we'd love to hear your thoughts on
Yeah.
your favorite battles. I had to do some homework this week because there is a lot of
As did I.
there's a lot of ground to cover, high and low ground to cover.
Oh, I like it. He's on
I'm
a roll.
cool.
You
He's
know
on a
him well.
roll.
This is why you know him well.
I'm lit up on Kickstart. I'm ready to roll.
That's great.
That is awesome.
Oh man, I love it. We're going in blind too. We did not talk to each other about
We shared
anything.
nothing.
All we said was we're talking Star Wars battles, and we're talking about all of it. Space,
I think I reached out
lightsaber,
to you during the week and
ground.
just said, like, by the way, for this podcast, we never even discussed this. You said battles, and that was it. Are we talking, like, duels or war or, like, different incidents of combat? And Nate just responded back in a text and said, all of it.
All of it.
All right.
all of it.
All right.
So we got no starting
So
point.
I hope
other
you
than-
have nothing to do for the next 5.5 hours.
That's
and,
right. That's right.
For our part 1 of 6.
Yeah.
Wait till we get to the podcast where we actually act out these battles.
Ooh.
I like this.
Ooh.
I got my saber. I'll go grab
I got-
it.
We've got some rogues.
I got a couple here.
We could do it.
We could
And
definitely
we've
do
got-
it.
oh,
What if we acted them out with our Star Wars? We got the Falcon right there. We could.
We do. We got it all. J-Man, what's up, dude? J-Man in the chat. Best battle, Rancor versus Gamorrean Guard. Ooh.
Ooh.
Man, that was
Don't
good.
at me.
We
Oh,
do
yeah.
have a
That
whole
is
set
good.
of battles from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We've
That's
got
true.
as
Boba
best
Fett
as
stuff.
I can't speak for everyone because we don't know each other's
Yeah.
we don't know each other's just lists of different things, but I think that we covered as much as we could all the different time periods of Star Wars,
Tried
or
to
at least
get
as
some-
much
yeah.
as we can. Again, we didn't go through every single comic, every single video game. Maybe Uncle did. I don't know. He did a lot of homework.
I was working. Yeah, I did.
There
All
are.
of
I
it.
actually thought about should
Have
I go?
everything prepared.
I actually thought should I go and just binge the entire I guess play through the entire Jedi Fallen Order game in the last couple days to
Well, if
prepare
you
for this.
have to
well,
do it.
I mean,
All
if I
right,
got
well,
to go through
it's
it.
just for work.
It's for work.
For work.
Do it.
I mean, there are some good battles in there.
There are
though.
some great battles in
lightsabers.
there.
Yeah.
Wait,
but-
that brings up a good topic. Do we have any ground rules for the? Are we talking? Well, you have some thoughts. Like,
This is great.
are we
don't
talking
have
about
any
video
idea how
games?
it
fantastic.
Are we talking about? Because, we could go pretty deep on a lot of this, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's some stuff nobody wants to talk about. I
Yeah.
mean, there are some like, oh, I didn't know that was a battle.
Yeah, that's
true.
Good for you, Star Wars guys.
That's great. Yeah.
That's great. But I'm just curious
Yeah.
if you guys have any thoughts about.
I don't think we need to talk about there's always a bigger fish. The fish fighting the fish. That's probably a battle we don't need to get
that's
into.
fair.
That's fair. That is fair. There's always
always a
there's
bigger
yeah.
Other than that,
There's-
just whatever.
Whatever.
There's
I would say maybe pair them up with similar, like if it's space, or ground.
Oh, okay.
so
maybe.
here's so let's this will
Lightsaber.
be
Okay.
fun as we figure this out live on air. Are we just is the plan to suggest one? Is this in the same kind of essence of our Greatest Jedi that we did podcast
Yeah.
a while back, where it's like I've got a list of a lot on here. Do you just like
Go
You're
through them
so
and then
full.
just
You're so more well prepared than I am.
do we just well I actually
I love it.
listed I didn't list like
just
here's
list-
my top 10 or here's my top 5.
Yeah.
I just
Listed 'em.
I just listed
just
them
listed
Talk
what they
about
were.
in no order. And then I started getting to the point where I was like, these are so many. I'm not going to read through all these on the podcast. So I started putting them in categories like lightsaber, space,
Man, you guys
ground.
are-
I did categorize some war battles, some lightsabers, some miscellaneous. So you'll get into some of those of like I don't think this is a lightsaber or a war, but
I actually.
But Boba falls in the Sarlacc, and there's
Maybe-
a battle.
yeah.
There's some sort of scuffle in there.
Right.
True.
So
Right.
there's the battle of the sail barge.
Maybe
Battle of the sail barge.
maybe we start here.
That's one.
I started categorizing some based on planet
Yeah.
that it took place on. So like the bigger battles.
Yep.
So for instance, well, I'll throw this one in there too, just with Death Star, that Yavin.
Oh, are you starting off? Is this?
I'm just listing. This is not a ranking
slow
or
down.
anything. I'm just throwing some
ready.
out
Wait a
there.
minute. Wait a minute.
what's that flash? Hey,
Hey.
I'm just throwing some out there. Endor. So these
Yeah.
are just. I started thinking of locations and
Yeah.
based
Oh,
off
yeah, of
where
course,
the battles
of
took
course.
place. Geonosis, Scarif.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Well, you've done
So
some
good.
polling too. So we
I
got,
did some polls, yeah. So if you guys were watching
love to hear
or
about that.
been
Yeah.
engaged on
All right,
the
so
polls on YouTube,
Are
you've
you
seen some
starting
of them.
off naming some of like the big? That's what you're saying, like big,
The big
war,
scenes,
big
yeah,
Might,
big
war.
might I add one to the list? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hoth.
Hoth, yep.
We had the Hothcast a while back.
Podcast.
I even
Just
threw
throw it
in
in.
Crate.
Crate.
Yep.
For sure.
Crate, Last
I've
Jedi.
got the. Now this is what's interesting is because some of these are boots on the ground. Land battles, and then you also have the Death Star 2 battle in the Return of the Jedi, like above. While there's the Battle of Endor going down below, Lando and Nine Num, they have one of the best space battles we've ever seen in Star Wars going
Yeah.
up there. So there's a lot. There's a lot
There
there.
are.
But there are some.
And
There's
then
some
you
big
get
ones.
some that cross.
Battle of Naboo. Did
Yeah, I was
going
gonna
to
say crossover Naboo. You get some
Yes.
space and you get some.
Yeah, cup down these like butter.
someone- Yeah.
This is where the robots. This is where the robots fight the Gungans.
Fight the
Put the
Gungans.
Gungans.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Battle of Geonosis, Battle of Coruscant, the Revenge of the Sith opening scene.
Yep.
Also,
Hey,
one of
I
the
also
best.
threw in one you might like. Lothal Rebels.
Yes,
Ooh, that's
Lothal.
nice. I
Lothal.
got some
There's
Rebel
some big
stuff
moments
in
in
here too.
that one.
Did you get Endor?
Endor's on there. Yeah. Exegol.
Exegol.
Yeah.
Exegol.
The more of us, Poe. The
I also
more of
just
us.
threw in Order 66.
I
That's
had
on
Order.
everything. I
Battle
just kind of
Across the
threw it on
Galaxy.
I
there.
had Order
Yeah.
66 too. Of like, well, that may be like a cheat because it's like everywhere, but it's
What's all of them? Yeah.
it's a wipeout.
Yeah, it's pretty one-sided, but yeah,
It's a wipeout.
it's a battle.
All right,
Yeah.
so maybe we'll stop. Oh, there's more.
And then
I
I threw
gotta
on
keep
I
going
threw on
a little.
Boba Tatooine too.
What?
I threw on Tatooine for Boba specifically. What we saw on
You mean the Pikes and
the Pikes and
I also have
So I
Battle of
did that one.
Takodana, Force Awakens. One of my
Mhm.
favorite scenes from Force
Oh,
Awakens.
yeah.
I like this thing.
Yeah,
and he's
right.
taking
Yeah,
that
that's
whole
good.
scene where Poe, where
Poe
we find
comes
out Poe's
flying
alive
in.
and he comes
Yeah.
in with the X-wing over the water, which was such a cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
Who's
just
that pilot? Yeah.
yeah.
that was
Yeah, that was cool.
while Ray, Kylo, he's Ray's running from Kylo and Kylo's
Yeah.
chasing her down in like
Yeah.
the forest.
Yeah, that
But
was
that scene out there, we're like,
Traitor.
They just got the when they start fighting and
Yeah.
and
Was it a
Finn's.
vibroblade? What's that called?
Yeah,
Or a- yeah.
that's a pretty cool one.
cool. Yeah. Star
There's
Killer
a
Base.
lot. Oh, there's a lot.
Star Killer
Star
Base.
Killer Base.
If we're doing still big ones too, I've got Clone Wars: Siege of Mandalore.
Siege of
It is a
Mandalore.
massive
Yes.
one.
Massive.
Clone Wars season 7.
That is big.
I also have the this is for our Clone Wars fans especially. The Mon Calamari underwater.
The quarry.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such a great. I was like,
Awesome.
this is. I'm randomly watching one
Underwater.
episode that is just Aquaman.
That is.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
I
It was
might.
funny.
I might get it exactly right.
Yeah.
Season 6, episode
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
Or
I think
7?
it is. I think it's 6.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I remember that.
That's great.
was,
I was bearing with it. I was like, I'm sticking through this.
I
I
'cause
think
it
it's 6
matters.
because 7 is
It has
the
bearing on stuff.
7
Oh,
is
yeah.
the final season that opens with Bad Batch, right?
Yeah, it does.
think
so,
It's
but I
a
think
bad
you're right.
batch.
Well, we
Yes.
were right in the middle of Mando,
Yeah.
where he's with the he was right in the middle of that stuff, and then I go, oh, this
Yeah.
is where that comes from.
Yeah.
This is where that battle happened. So
Totally.
it was really cool.
Yeah.
To see. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
do
yeah,
we-
I mean, we were just throwing out tons of stuff. Then we went through some. I threw out,
Are
I
we
started thinking of
trying to
lightsaber
rank
stuff.
those that we just named and like have a category of the big battles and then category of this, or is it just
Let's do that based off like planet or like
so far, this
location.
podcast, we may have a low ranking on the
yeah,
podcast.
yeah?
So basically just listing them.
I was gonna say-
How many can we think
That's
of?
why I was like,
Can we
Hey,
change
can you
the
name-
sign to say Star Wars battles? How many can we think of?
Star Wars battles list.
How many
Star
can
Wars
we?
battles listed.
How many can we read?
There's no ranking
Off of
whatsoever.
Wikipedia? Thanks for watching.
No, I say we go through them and then kind of like we did for the Greatest Jedi ever.
I like it.
Throw one out there, throw out another one, compare it, keep one moving on.
So somewhat of a bracket racket.
I like it.
Bracket racket.
Okay, and we're gonna do. Let's make this the trifecta. What if we did space battles, land battles? Is that fair?
And sabers.
Land
Or no,
saber.
we could just do
Yeah,
all,
we can do that.
all battles and then duels. We could do that
Battles and duels.
because we're mixing in.
That's
I
true.
mean,
we could do space and ground the same.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Big battles, duels.
Big battles, duels, miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous.
Just wait till you get.
There are
to
some. I got
miscellaneous.
some miscellaneous.
Do we
too.
count? Do we count the holochess battles? Do those
I
count?
think you have to.
We got
Yep.
Poe against
That's true.
Chewie. Then we got
He cheats.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Those Wookiees don't pull your arms out of your sockets when you lose. Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we throw.
Yeah.
Okay. Start off.
Throw it out.
Let's go head to head. Battle of Hoth versus Battle of Endor.
Oh
I
man.
didn't go Yavin right away. We gotta ease into it a little bit. Although those are two heavy hitters.
All right.
right
Two
off the
words. Yug yug. That's all I have to say. Or is it num num?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
bat. Oh
Yug,
man.
yug.
All right. Are we? How are we doing this? We
Ooh,
say
well,
one.
actually,
and then
I
go
threw
up
it
down?
out there, but give me a second here.
We usually do bracket racket where you name both
In both.
and you say one and then it's a yes.
Yeah.
It's a yes for that
Okay.
or a no for that.
All right.
Is
Let's
that
do
fair?
it.
Yeah. So we say.
You
we
said
s-
Endor and Hoth.
Hoth and Andor.
Oh, wait. What did we do before?
And
Didn't
if
we
you
just-
guys are in the chat, you guys can vote too. Thumbs up, thumbs down as well.
So we say like, okay, thumbs up for Hoth, thumbs down for.
So you would say Hoth and Andor. Hoth. And then
Hoth
would
and you
say-
thumbs up, thumbs
Ooh,
down.
okay. Okay.
All right.
Wow, there's a lot of factors that go into
Oh
this. too.
man, I got mine up.
Okay, we have to say
Yeah.
which one. We'll say Hoth,
Hoth.
and now
All
we
right.
have to vote.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, unanimous. All
This
up.
is
Thumbs
not-
up.
A slight against the Ewoks. I actually love the Battle of Endor.
Yeah. Me
I
too.
love
Hoth. J-Man says
It's
Hoth.
just hard to.
It's just there's something about Hoth that always reminds me of like playing the video games involved
Yeah,
with it.
I agree.
The
Battlefront.
So
cables.
we ever
I'm
saw
trying
a
to-
Walker? I mean, that alone pushes it.
Oh
like,
yeah.
There's something
It
about
was
that.
also
that was
cool just
tough to
seeing
beat.
the
just,
snow.
Yeah, the
snow.
Snow.
is-
Seeing the snow, seeing the lightsaber in the snow, like the kind of
Right.
glow reflection. It was
Speeders.
cool. Yeah,
It was.
it was cool. It
That's
was
a
a different
tough one, but
environment. It was good.
Also, it's
It's
Empire.
Empire.
There's a lot of stuff that is if it's
Yeah.
Empire involved. It's hard to beat. It's
yeah,
hard
that's
to beat.
true.
I could tell you nothing. Vader never looked better than against the white background when he comes in Episode 4 in the
Oh
in the
yeah.
Corellian cruiser, but also on Hoth when he's coming through that place. The
Oh,
just the
yeah.
stark,
Good. Yeah.
so cool.
It's
looking.
great.
The I think we've said on the podcast before. I've heard, and I didn't come up with this. I've heard other people say it as well. But I contend that it is maybe the best. That each of the actors are at their best.
They
Of
found their-
the,
yeah.
of their, even though I think that Harrison was ahead of the other three as far as like he just is like Han Solo.
Yeah.
Like he's not really putting on much of an act. He's just that's
Yeah.
kind of the snarky. He's got confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the charm is much more like refined, and he
Mhm.
very much the first. I was recently rewatching Star Wars: A New Hope with my wife Abigail, and it was one of the times she hadn't seen it in a while, and the whole beginning of Han, she's kind of like, dang, he's just a jerk, isn't he? I'm like, he seems a lot meaner than I remember, but it's because I do
gonna
remember
fly.
Yeah.
where he goes. But if
Right.
I'm just looking at the beginning, I'm like, yeah, he's always, and it's always just the reward, and I'm sorry, princess, and like
Yeah.
the whole thing. Where later it's, well, you could be a lot nicer too, And they're like, it's all
Right.
like, he's such a softie,
Yeah.
at heart, but he's-
Scruffy looking.
yeah,
Yeah.
expressed her true feelings for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No.
yeah, they're
Hoth.
Hoth
takes
Hoth
it.
is moving on.
So we'll
Done.
throw out another one.
Is it this versus Hoth now? Is that how Hoth advances?
That's
Is that
fine.
how
Sure.
we do it? Sure.
Naboo.
Ooh.
Hoth versus Naboo.
Man.
Now the thing about Naboo is, I mean, obviously, it was cool. I remember just growing up with going through some of the prequels, was seeing that the technology and being like, oh, this is cool. Seeing
Awesome.
the droids, seeing the balls explode, and they all get electrocuted.
We got the space battle going at the same time.
Space battle
you
going
got
at the
Annie
same
up there,
time.
finding out that spinning is a
It's
cool,
a cool
trick.
trick. Yeah. So I just think back to when I was watching that when I was younger, and I was like, "Oh, this is sweet. This is cool." A little different now, just with the way technology is advanced. But at the time, it was like, "This is crazy."
For sure.
Yeah.
So
it
that was
pushed
just
technology
like,
forward a lot. You don't get a lot of the. I mean, I know that Peter Jackson has said it before too. Of like, you don't get Smeagol with first the stepping point of Jar Jar Binks.
You don't get it
like,
without.
you don't get it, and it's funny because of how just beloved the character of Gollum and Smeagol is to the Lord of the Rings, and how much flack obviously Jar Jar got, but and for various reasons. But as far as the technology goes,
and the impression of those characters is very close, right?
Very
like
close.
The sound
it
of the
feels
voice
like
comes from the same.
Feels like Uncle has put this ball on a tee for us right here.
There you go.
You've got the Jar Jar. Missa? Everything's going up. Annie? You shouldn't be saying that.
No, bro.
And then you got Smeagol.
No, stupid fat hobbit says, Ellen. Turtles? Smeagol hates nasty turtles. Ellen. We likes them round.
We could just do this the whole night.
Let's do that.
All right.
Rank it. Oh, let's change it. Rank
Jar Jar
impressions.
versus
impressions rank.
Mike's impressions. Re-rank them. Be harsh. I can take it.
Be harsh. Yeah.
All right.
really.
So we have to.
Naboo.
I thought you'd love me.
We might get through about 5 battles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what's good is we are on number
We'll do
2
part
of 158 so far. They have
I
listed.
got no place to
158.
go.
Let's go. Yeah.
All right. So we've got. So what are we putting on the table? You're putting Naboo on
Naboo
the table.
versus
Now
Hoth?
we're voting.
Okay,
Naboo
Okay, so
versus Hoth.
Naboo.
I
Naboo
need a
versus Hoth.
second on this. Now we've talked through it. I need a second.
Oh, you need a second.
Yeah,
I like it. Talk
just,
through some of the.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the nostalgia for me is a tough one.
Yeah.
The slapstick, the Jar Jar slapstick. I'm trying to overcome it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's you can be honest.
You mean he didn't
him hanging
when he's
off
hanging
the
on
tank?
the tanks? You,
Jar Jar, jump,
Well,
Jar
he's,
Jar.
he's more effective than any soldier, and he wipes
That's,
out 3 tanks. And
Yeah,
but there's so many good things about it too.
there are.
yeah.
There's also something about it's funny when they bring it up. Obviously, it resurfaces in Book of Boba, but it reminds me how much I love that N1 Starfighter. Just the look
yeah.
of those
Oh, man.
Naboo.
The Naboo
Right.
Starfighters
And like I
are
liked them then,
sweet.
but it is funny how just 20 years removed now, I look at just even the aesthetic of Phantom Menace. Even though
Yeah.
it is very different,
Yeah.
I now look at, even though I liked it then as a kid, but I actually specifically like ooh, just the way those Naboo,
Yeah.
everything about Naboo. Give me anything that has more Naboo.
Naboo
in it.
is sweet.
Um,
Yeah. I love
but
Naboo
I
in
love the
Battlefront.
N1.
That was like one of my favorite places to do the
Yes.
battles
Oh, yeah.
in Battlefront
great.
was Naboo. It's
Agreed.
awesome.
Yeah.
But also just tying in, some of the lightsaber battles we'll do separately. But in
Yes,
this
to be
scenario,
clear.
with Maul and Qui-Gon stuff kind of going
Right.
on around the
Right.
same time as Anakin's taking off to go into fight in space and the
Wow.
ground with
Also
Jar Jar.
on you got
It's
the
like
Gungans
everything, all 3 big things. You got space, ground, saber, all going on. at
But
the
we're
same
not
time.
ranking. Are we not?
That's
Yeah, we
outside
we have to
of
set
that. Okay.
just
Yeah,
for
that's
this
separate.
just for
I'm
this
just
ranking.
saying.
We'll set. But you're right though. As
I'm
far
ready.
as what's actually going
environment.
on, they presented all that
Yeah.
really well.
I don't know.
The future of Star Wars hinges on that moment.
It
Really?
does.
True.
As Filoni
It does.
stated.
All right, I got
I'm ready.
mine. Are we Naboo? Thumbs
Naboo,
up, thumbs
Naboo's
down.
on the table. Thumbs up for Naboo. Thumbs down for Hoth.
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
And I
Didn't
love
expect
love
that.
Naboo.
Surprised
I
do.
know. I love
Hoth is-
Naboo too,
surprised
but
me.
I see Hoth being tough to beat.
Hoth is tough to beat. And I think
could
you
be-
hit it spot
Well-
on. Was just Vader. Vader in the snow. I just
Vader in
feel
the
like
snow.
it's just classic.
Vader in
Those
the
walkers.
snow. Vader in the snow. Everybody
new
loves
intro.
Vader
Vader
in
in the snow.
Yeah. We sing that all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is classic.
Never
You
on
didn't
the
hear it
podcast,
as our
though.
starting music?
Vader in the snow. It's like turkey in the straw. That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool it on the chat there.
Ah.
from our
Oh
song.
boy,
Ah.
do we have to?
Oh,
J-Man
J-Man says
said
Naboo.
Naboo.
Oh,
I can see
J-Man
it.
with
I can
Naboo.
see it.
Hey, Naboo's
It
great.
wasn't an easy. It was
wasn't
harder
easy.
than Naboo than Hoth Endor really for me.
I agree.
yeah,
It was harder
yeah.
for me than
Okay.
Endor. All
I
right.
agree.
Anyone? You want to throw out another one?
I Is Uncle going heavy hitter?
I'm gonna bring out the big guns. I don't think we can beat it though. Well, I think we'll beat it.
Should we first throw in a Battle of Scarif or one of those, or do we just think let's
go for it?
Let's maybe dethrone Hoth real quick. Is that
I don't know if I have a dethrone of Hoth or not.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Throw one out.
All right, let's just do Battle of Yavin.
Battle of Yavin.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say.
Do we want to talk, or do you want to vote and then talk?
See, here's the question though, right? Does the battle, because the weight of Yavin, do we count the fact that I said this, time is measured based on this battle?
I think you count that.
Or is it only because
or
it
is
was
the
first one?
That's
or
true.
is it truly just
Do we?
That's true.
I
It's
would
hard.
actually vote on the fact that we take the battle as the battle, and not use it as because it's the center of time.
Yeah.
That would be my vote.
I agree.
So we let the battle stand for itself, not because basically it's the center of time because it was the first one, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
We didn't know at the time there would also be a Death Star too.
We didn't know that.
That's true.
So we could vote on this.
Ooh.
There's a motion
vote
on
on
the
everything.
table to let Yavin stand as its own battle, not because of the weight of its importance.
Yeah.
Does the motion also
In the
include
universe.
me having to push aside any nostalgia? Because all of this
Can't do
stuff
that.
comes. It's just
Well,
so hard.
I think
do
that
that.
comes with it. It'll just make us have different opinions. And that's all right.
We're going in hard.
That's right.
We're going in
Oh,
fast.
man.
Also, if you guys are
This
listening
is
in
killer.
chat, let us
Fingers
know
can't
too
get
if you
back
want
on.
to throw out. If you got a battle that you're thinking of, you want to compare us. And
Yeah.
vote too. You guys
Yeah.
can throw one out as well.
Oh gosh.
So this is Hoth versus Battle of Yavin. All right, let's go.
Wait a second here.
We'll cast our vote
Struggling.
based on Hoth.
I'm getting wheezy. Queasy?
Cast-
Wheezy? No, wheezy would be breathing. Right?
Wait a second.
Wheezing.
We need to. We'll vote based on Hoth. I'm ready.
Have we agreed to take Yavin as its own or not?
Yeah.
Yavin stands. The battle
Oh,
stands on
man.
its own.
Yep.
It's hard because there's only so much you could do in 1977.
This guy.
And
I'm ready.
1980.
I'm ready.
It's
I'm
not
eager.
much of a difference. Yeah.
I'm eager.
I'm not quite ready.
I'm not quite ready either.
Oh wow, this
Chat,
is really tough. for
Chat
you.
stall. What do we got?
This is tough.
This
Now
is
for the
this is
commercial
hard,
break.
This is the hardest one I've had so far.
Oh,
I've had I'm the only one having to decide this.
J
We're all
Man
doing-
casted his vote.
What do you get? Let me guess. Naboo. No, I'm just
Naboo's not in
kidding.
it.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That was my
Naboo is a great one.
Naboo is. I actually love Naboo.
I actually think Naboo if we hadn't put Naboo up so early against,
against Hoth. Well,
I
if we
think
didn't
that
start
Naboo
with
would've-
Hoth, yeah.
if we started off.
It's like we started
Okay.
with LeBron and MJ. Let's
Yeah.
just now we'll talk about everybody
Now
else.
let's see. Well, no, Allen Iverson was not
I
very
mean-
good
I
compared to
mean-
Michael
Yeah.
Jordan. Well, he's still amazing.
Still
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay.
Oh, dude, you
This,
got.
I feel this not being unanimous.
Maybe not.
I feel it will not be.
Ooh.
But I also don't feel like I know
You
which
also
one I
don't know
wanna do.
what you're voting for.
I also feel like I'm stalling.
I'm
I'll
ready.
go with my gut. Wait, which one's on the table?
Hoth. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I did not
unanimous
see that coming.
again.
Man.
I did
Oh
not see
my
that
gosh.
coming.
All right.
You're all
Wow.
clear, kid. Now let's blow
All
this
clear,
thing and
kid.
go home.
Battle of
I
Yavin.
mean-
For me
Use
personally,
the
I think
Force.
it's that too. But I was gonna say the X-wings, getting the comms.
There's the trench run is
Red Leader, Trench Run, Death
Trench Run
Star.
could
That
be-
is that
Trench
is
Run
just-
could be the single there's so many Hall of Fame moments of Star Wars, but it's like Trench Run could be the ultimate moment to
Yeah.
beat in all of cinema.
use the
I don't know.
Force.
But it's just it's so
everything.
tough to beat.
Yeah.
It's
everything.
it really
It's
is.
Vader. It's Skywalker.
Yeah.
It's the Force.
It's Skywalker.
It's Han
full of
finally, Han
you know,
finally coming
Yeah.
and joining. It's
full
full
of plot holes, which in itself is Star
It's full
Wars.
of
all of Star
Galen
Wars.
Erso, and we didn't even know it yet.
That's
right,
true.
Right. It
That's
is. I think it's the first
man.
battle, but man, it is so important, so
It
significant.
is
Yeah.
so important.
Man,
That was a tough one.
It's awesome.
Oh,
that
man.
was.
That was
Do we need to do a Wilt Chamberlain declaration and just move on? Do we need to do that?
I think we could. That would be.
if you're not a
Yavin.
basketball fan, a Wilt Chamberlain.
like it.
We're talking about greatest of all time. Like Wilt Chamberlain.
We did it for
is-
Palpatine.
We did it for Palpatine. It's a separate
We
thing.
did.
Everybody's competing for second. If you guys think that that's fair,
I like that. I
That's
like
fair.
that
the
motion.
nostalgia
That's
with
fair.
Yavin. It
I
feels
feel
like
like-
we're gonna just push
I
everything
feel like
down.
Yeah,
in the
the
spirit
nostalgia,
of this, in the spirit of good competition, it is like Uncle was getting at is there's all these history books of LeBron James did this. This is the first player who has
Yeah.
done this since Wilt Chamberlain, who
Right.
did it 38 times.
38
Since
times.
My
Wilt
goodness.
Chamberlain,
Okay,
yeah.
well,
Right.
let's just start and everything post Wilt
Everything
Chamberlain's a
after
different
that.
record.
Exactly right.
Oh,
What? Did you get
I
something?
was gonna say J-Man's got our next one.
What is it?
I
do we
like
got
what
here?
we've done here too because
I like
J-Man
it.
just kept it going. We're still in the original.
Yeah, we
trilogy
are.
here.
Yeah,
Which
we're
kinda
still.
cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
We still haven't really
Other
completely
than
moved on yet.
Naboo, we're still
Oh,
sticking
that's true.
around.
Naboo. We did
Yeah.
have Naboo.
I like it. Do we want to? So Yavin's put aside. We agreeing on that?
I would say that would be.
I'm
Yeah.
in favor.
I'm
in
a-
favor.
I'm
more
okay with that.
interesting.
Vote on it. No, just
Vote-
kidding.
vote on Yavin?
I'm in favor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm in
okay.
favor of that.
All right.
So then I guess we can get a fresh start with J-Man's.
I love it.
I like it.
Battle on Jabba's barge
Ooh, I've got it on the list.
versus Bespin.
Bespin.
Ooh.
Yes,
Yes. Ooh.
Yes,
We're not counting. Luke and Vader. We're Bespin battle, right?
Bespin battle.
Battle.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking is because we've got we still got our lightsaber
That's
category
right.
to come. This is sort of like a little bit
Man,
of
that's
miscellaneous or
Yeah.
a little bit of. I like this because I've got some listed ones in what I would consider the smaller category of not Battle of Yavin as big as it can get.
Skirmish. Slight
Skirmish,
splash
a little Obi-Wan and
Yeah.
Obi-Wan and Django out in the rain on
Right.
Camino. Like
Yeah.
it didn't last longer than maybe a minute, but it was
Right.
a
It
cool
was
little,
cool, yeah.
cool little, yeah.
Mhm.
Mace
agree.
and Django that definitely didn't last long.
That didn't, yeah,
Sorry,
that's
Boba,
true.
if you're watching.
Mm-hmm. Maul and Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Oh.
Said yeah, Luke
We'll
versus
get
Vader
there.
excluded. Yep. So Luke and Vader excluded. We're saving that for the lightsaber stuff.
Yep.
All right, so we've got Sail Barge and Bespin.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
like it.
ready. I'm making my decisions
are?
quick. Yeah,
Man, got some Boba Fett in here.
I know.
Man, we got Leia the hero a little bit.
Got
Lando,
Blind Han.
Lando's
Blind Han.
bow-legged run to the Falcon.
Yeah.
Watch it again. You'll see what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
his legs are almost crossed.
3PO getting torn to pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a trap. Not that one. Look,
Yeah.
it's a trap. Okay, all right. I'm just thinking out loud here.
You
Oh,
got
man.
the Camp Tono running around the corner
Fett,
with
sure.
Wilro
Which we
Hood.
see all the
Yes.
time now.
Man.
Exactly.
Oh
The
man.
escape with Han. I mean,
He's just thinking out
I
loud.
know. I'm with Uncle
Escape
too.
with
I thought
Han.
I had a vote a second ago, and I thought, wait, what all is involved?
I got mine. I'm ready.
Oh. Ooh.
Whoa.
All right.
I'm ready.
What's on the table?
I'm picking. It's Bespin's on the table.
Best one's on the table.
Justin's on
All
the
right.
table.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh!
my gosh.
How does this keep happening?
Again.
That was
That
the
is-
last
that's
second
funny.
decision for me too. I really
funny.
was like, but then Luke, even though he's not involved in that,
Right.
it was such a heroic thing.
I
Luke
know.
came back for them.
Mm-hmm.
You have the dinner party that I've always wanted to
dinner
know what
party
the
is
heck happened at
absolutely
that dinner
great.
party.
Yeah.
Like Vader's like, wait, sit. We have the hors d'oeuvres coming.
We have the order.
I would hate to spoil your dinner.
No, Han, that is your soup spoon.
It's like the
That is your soup spoon. You will
was
use
it
an-
choke on your aspirations or your
Yeah.
ambitions? Instead, this is like, be careful to choke on the cobbler. It's delicious. And they're like, you can't finish
We'll
the
have our
dessert.
table.
now.
You are not full.
It's just so good.
That's great.
So what? Jabba. We all agreed.
I just
Oh, Jabba.
Jabba.
I feel like there's a
classic
lot
Han.
that happens in that small little.
Sure,
I
remember Blonde-
agree.
You
Blind
get some
Han.
Boba. You get
get the
Luke
Sarlacc
igniting
pit.
the green lightsaber.
Yeah.
The back. You get the flip from Luke, which is
Yeah.
always cool. You got.
Yeah.
R2
R2
comes in
shooting.
clutch.
Death
Yeah.
of Jabba.
You get a nice burp from the Sarlacc.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
Saving Leia. Leia
Mhm.
taking out Jabba. Yeah, it's great.
Wait, a little higher. A little higher.
You
That's
finish
right, I
it
can see a
off,
lot better.
and then you finish it off with the classic magnetic droids.
Boom.
Save them.
Don't forget the
Classic.
droids.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So
good.
we've got.
Awesome.
I like that. So to stay in that sort of the spirit of that, maybe
Jabba's
right
moving
there.
on.
Yeah.
How about we've got the Jabba sail barge now scene versus. Ooh,
Joe said Jabba sail barge. I love it.
let's
All right.
do the Sin from Mandalorian.
Sin.
Wow.
I didn't think about
The
that.
Deborah Chow
I like it.
episode,
Yeah.
That's good.
chapter 3.
That's good. The Sin.
Everyone
Chapter
hates
3.
you, Mando. And that's
Right.
of course
Yeah,
you got Grief Karga, who's
gotta
still
get me
trying
one
to
of
stop
those.
him right then because he thinks he's making a mistake. But this is the moment essentially
Yeah.
when Din says, "Even putting my life at risk, I'm going to save the
No
child.
more, right.
And
I'm leaving the
getting out
guild.
of here. I'm getting out of the guild." And everyone.
That's why it's the Sin.
I will
He
not
ditches-
forget
yeah.
when everyone's boop 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 boop.
Everybody's beeping. All
beep
the
went
bounty
off and
hunters.
all the bounties,
Yeah.
and then you get the other Mandalorians coming out of hiding to save him. This is the way.
We're talking about the
I'm ready.
final scene of that. right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had said the whole episode, but I mean that in
'Cause-
the alley
Yep.
at
Walking
dark,
out.
Grief gets shot, I believe, and he's got the
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's got the credit that blocks it.
Beskar.
And the Beskar. Yeah, it's the Beskar. and it's
Beskar.
Against Jabba's sail barge.
against
Yeah.
Jabba's sail barge. It's a tough one. We are trying to, and I do have in here. I'm trying to include all the different formats of
I like
TV
it.
and
Love
Yeah.
that one, man.
also some
I'm
ones
ready.
like that you don't really think about. That I'm
I
like,
know.
ooh, that was really good. I've got some others like that too that I didn't think of initially, and then
I
when
know. I
was
did that
thinking
for
through-
some of the other
I
battles.
tried to think through every show and every movie and just be like, what are the ones that stood out to me?
And I'm trying to take them on the basis of not just the significance. Like, I mean, can we really compare the significance of the death of Jabba, the death of Boba Fett,
Yeah.
No.
to the Mando
yeah.
thing? But the battle itself. Is
Yeah, you're
what-
like, but there's also
that's
the
what
cool
I'm
factor.
thinking of.
Yeah, the cool factor.
Yeah.
of like
that's
the,
why it's like we can call it. The
I think if
ground
it
rule.
happens in
Yeah.
the battle, you can consider that, but maybe not like the repercussions of like what happens later on. Is that what you're trying to say?
Because the significance of Yavin is massive. The significance of what happens at Jabba's battle is that's way bigger
Right.
Yeah.
than Mando. It's an offshoot.
Yeah.
It's Outer Rim. It's
Yeah.
not even
But just the battle itself.
just what happened.
Yeah,
I'm taking that. That's me.
I like
Yeah.
it. No,
No, I
that's
like
that's
that.
kind of what
I
I'm
like
doing
that.
too.
I think that's
I-
a
yeah.
good way to approach it.
Yeah.
Because if it's just, hey, what are our most significant moments in Star Wars that I
That's
think
a-
is
that's a
sig-
different
significant
list.
to the plot? That's a different list.
Most important would be
Yeah.
different than
Yeah.
the best battle.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
At least in my mind.
Yep. I'm ready.
Yeah. What's on the table?
Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Ready?
We'll do the Sin Mandos. That's what's being voted on. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you that's
Okay,
again.
this
You'd
is
think that
so-
we talked about this.
This is
We
crazy.
did not.
We did not. We did not. I just
We may get the clicks in
right.
mass.
Everyone's
We
fake
did
news.
not.
Mando or Jabba's.
We did not. A high mark.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Mike.
I think for me it was a turning point for Mando's
Don't
character.
explain that. Just
No.
let it lay
I'll
there.
leave that.
Anybody knows what that was? Oh, hi, Mark. I did not.
I did
I did
not.
not. I did not.
Sorry, Nate.
What's your
No.
story, Mark?
Funny story, Mark.
I'm just quoting. I
Now
won't
you're
even
just
say it.
quoting the
Look
room.
it up.
No, I was just saying that some of the moments, that completely sets the course for Mando's character, but sticking to the battle itself, seeing just the other Mandalorians come in,
The
that was the first
jetpacks.
time we get introduced to the rest of that
That's right.
the creed, the guild there with the armorers group. So I thought it was cool them flying in with the jetpacks.
Absolutely.
Mando sticking up for Grogu, but also like you mentioned, all the beeps, all of
That was a
the
great moment.
yeah, it was just Grief coming out, and he's got everybody surrounded basically.
Mhm.
Mando, I like it. I like seeing the Mando suit.
I loved it.
That's a good one.
I
Yeah.
did not.
I did
Yes,
not.
Jim, man. You got Jim. You got it.
I did not. Yeah.
No,
I don't
Right.
know. Next one
Jabba's sail barge goes down for the second time.
for the second
Ooh.
time. That's true.
Not having get off that sail
So this
barge,
is
Max
what?
Rebo.
This is
Rebo.
the sin now versus what? Another one?
Yeah.
There's another one. Which is good. We've kind of crossed over into a little bit of a smaller.
These are skirmishes.
These are
but
skirmishes still.
we're gonna- that's fine.
Which
I'll
is
throw
great.
one
We
in
can
there.
go back to some,
throw one
some
in there.
bigger ones
Yep.
for a different too.
Lothal. And this is specifically the battle taking place where they have to retreat and they've got the stuff coming after them.
Mm-hmm.
The explosions happen. Hera flies away, right? We all know what happens.
Yep.
Kanan, okay.
Yep.
That specific part of the battle going in, Lothal sort of ends that kind of battle there with Lothal. I mean, stuff goes on in the future, but
Right.
that specific battle there where they were trying to move in, they stop them, succeed in their mission. You know,
Melu runs.
yeah,
You got
mainly
that.
runs. Lothal versus the Sin, Mando.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
What's
to.
on the table?
You got it.
Lothal's on the table. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, first one.
Nice.
I tried to go a
First
little quicker
one.
too, in case I was getting a heat from the
That's
chat
true,
about
that's
being
Like
true.
we are
slow.
Being
watching
slow.
each other.
He's always a
Right.
little hair behind.
Why?
Um,
Explain yourself.
Yeah, come on.
why? You guys put what?
We said Lothal.
Do you know why I didn't put Lothal?
No, that's what I'm asking.
Because I forgot and left it off of my list. And I thought not on
Therefore,
my
I'm not
watch.
vote for
No.
that.
It can't be that significant.
I have other rebels
Yeah.
encounters, but no, I don't have any particular reason. I actually love that. I actually love that one.
Fair enough.
Yeah. No reason.
I just
reason.
Okay, man.
It had just been longer since I've seen that in Rebels.
that's true.
Yeah.
I liked it because
It
it
was
was
great.
the exact instance there was a turning point for those characters. Obviously,
Scale. Yeah.
yeah. I like the way. Also, just the way. I was gonna say the way it was shot, but it wasn't. I mean, it's yeah.
Kinda
The way
is.
yeah, it's kind of shot,
Stage.
right?
It's kind of yeah.
So the way they basically created that episode, you get the footage of Kanan's. Really, it comes down to Kanan.
Mm-hmm.
Kanan's sacrifice was.
Oh gosh, that's what we were
Was,
talking about.
uh,
Lothal. I was thinking of an earlier. I was
Like,
thinking of an earlier
different-
battle on Lothal during like Empire Day and stuff.
Oh.
that one.
Yeah.
That one's tragic.
Remember that? Where like all the walkers and they're bombing all the
Yeah.
walkers and stuff like that. Oh yeah. No,
I tried to
just-
explain it without
sorry.
saying Kanan's death, but
Sorry, there's no question I would pick
Where's the
Lothal over
we're
the Sin.
spoilers here.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I knew because you had mentioned it. You mentioned it before, so the context I had was the
Oh,
same.
okay.
Gotcha. I
So
100%
unanimous again.
Oh, 100% would pick because of the
I mean-
impact of the Kanan
I mean,
moment.
that's
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
And to be clear, not because of the course that this sends like Ezra and them on, but
Just
because
feels
it
so
was
heavy,
actually
man.
it was the turning point for the battle.
Well,
it's what
well, it just
saved
hurts.
Because
them.
as the show would
to
go on
get
to
out.
explain, Kanan doesn't do that. It changes the course
Changes the
of history.
course of-
changes the
And
course
a
of
good guy
everything.
doesn't die in sin.
Yeah.
Die in sin.
Right.
The wages of
Sacrifice.
sin. In man,
Yeah.
it was not death. So,
No.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No. I agree.
Heartbreaking.
Sorry for that confusion, but no,
There you go.
100% Lothal.
He
there.
reneged on it.
Ooh,
I did. I
Took
had
back.
to.
Yeah.
I had to. I saw wrong, and I righted
pulled a
it.
Katy Perry over there. Switched his vote at the last minute.
Exactly.
Switched his
Yeah,
vote.
Luke and Lionel like, come on,
He
Katie.
did.
Okay.
So
You're
the
through.
time he joked about going faster was
This is
actually
great.
Wait,
I-
wait.
let's
The time
let's
he-
make that a T-shirt. I don't know, licensing purposes. Star Wars guys on the back. He pulled a Katy Perry over there, and it's just a big thumbs up.
the
I
way
actually don't even know if she does that. It just felt funny to say that.
the one he
Lionel
jokes
might be the wishy-washy
That
one. I
was
don't
great.
know.
That was
the
great.
one vote he jokes about going quick so no one says he's slow as long
Oh,
as he's the
wait.
slowest.
I went quick, and then we delayed because I was wrong.
So that's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wanted to
Lothal.
solidify the
Lothal.
fact that you weren't just following along
No, yeah, yeah. I was not.
and
yeah.
then switched it.
and then
Switch it. Oh, that
I wanted
one.
to show I'm not following along.
Switch.
Oh wait, I didn't vote in. I didn't vote in unison. I changed. Oh gosh, that backfired.
That's
That
fantastic.
backfired.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that is
All
not.
right.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Lothal.
All right.
Lothal takes.
That's a
the
great
dub.
one.
The streak continues.
All right, some more of the kind of miscellaneous. I've got. Ooh.
We can.
We
We got a
Lo-
lot of
yeah,
lightsaber
Lothal's-
battles to get to also.
How about the train heist in Solo? There's also I've got that one
I'll
on there
just say
too.
Boba.
Ooh, I like
I
it.
went back and forth between.
Man, that is a
I've got them
great
both on there,
scene.
but the train heist, Emphas Nest, we don't really know what her motivations are at the time, and then
Right.
we find out later she's kind of the start of the.
Joe's got our
Marauders, who
next
started
one
the
too. That's a
rebellion.
good one.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the train heist
Train.
again.
Hey, Mando.
It's battle-esque. It's not this army versus this, but it's
Okay.
there's
Right.
combat. People die.
Yeah.
Poor Rio gets
Enfys-
shot.
We
Enfys-
lose Rio,
yeah,
yeah.
Enfys Nest.
Yeah, we lose John Favreau's Rio.
We
Right?
get our nickname, Enfys Mess, out of Enfys Nest.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Solo train heist.
We're not talking about
Versus-
significance because it's in
Right,
that
the
moment
battle
that
itself.
it's kind of in that moment that Han and Chewie become.
That's
It
true.
is. That's the moment.
That's
become-
the
a
end
big
of
thing.
that battle,
yeah,
right?
They kind of solidify
200
their-
years old.
And I
the
believe Han,
partnership.
You look great.
is that
Save-
Han
saving
taking the wheel for the first
And he
time too.
solidifies
Getting
him as a
is the
pilot.
pilot and yeah,
Man,
it's a tough
True.
one.
but we're not talking. So to clarify significance, we're not using that alone. Like
Yeah,
if it weights your feeling, then that's important, but not
For
just
sure.
because.
it can be.
Yeah.
It can be part of the. It can be why you
Yeah.
love it. We're not saying you can't
It's
love
not
it
a
because of
trump
that, but we
card.
shouldn't say exactly.
We can't discount something just because it's not.
Yeah.
Say, nope, sorry. Actually, I Am Your Father is a bigger moment. So technically,
So
it wins.
you can't.
Yeah.
Right. Well, maybe not.
All right.
No.
Train heist. Solo versus Lothal.
Man, hold on a second.
Hold on.
How
about
Kanan. I can't.
that was
Kanan?
Kanan. Ezra.
Ezra.
Kanan. I gotta find my parents. I got to. Ezra.
Oh man.
They're dead, Ra.
So I'm mixing
No,
out
Oh,
World
man.
Between Worlds, and I'm seeing it from the other side, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. Okay. Let me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
What do you want to throw out?
What was the
Train
why
heist
don't we just,
and
why don't we
Lothal
just
versus
say
Solo?
winner's the dinner? So doesn't mean
Winner's
anything.
the dinner, yes or
Whatever
no?
the winner was is that's the one we
Okay.
throw out.
Okay.
So-
So Lothal is the
Lothal.
one.
I'm ready. 3, 2, 1. Lothal again.
That one's for
I mean,
people
just
who watch
Kanan.
Rebels. That's a hard moment to
It is tough.
not
That's-
just
That's
not
my
just
favorite
the
moment.
significance, but just like you were saying, the way it looks and everything too.
Yeah.
That's one of those moments that I was like, this is the same kid show like that. I was.
Yeah.
It's one of the similar feelings to like. But believe me, this will be a long podcast. When we get to lightsaber battles, when you see some of the things that end up happening later in Clone Wars,
Yeah.
Right.
you're like, this is the same show that the whole first episode is. Roger, I don't know. And like
Right.
Yoda goes
Yeah.
on some mission on Christophsis, and like the whole thing is
There is a
there's a little
Yeah.
Ventress and a little bit of Yoda, but everything else is just battle droid going. Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
It just is.
I
It
know,
comes a
it's
long
hard
way.
to believe.
It's a great
Yeah.
moment there.
Lothal.
Lothal.
It just for me, it comes down to Kanan.
I have a list of 100. How are we gonna do this?
All
This
right.
is great.
I'm good. I got another one.
Joe's
I
got
another
one.
Kickstart. Okay, what is it?
Ooh.
Joe had the battle on in Mando with Bill
Oh,
Burr
man, that was awesome.
with a fuel
Great
transport
one. I didn't have it on the
with
list. That's
Boba
a
and
great
Fennec are
one.
in there, right? Or Boba?
Mando.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah,
You like
take off your helmet? Take your
You
helmet
know?
off whenever you feel
yeah. That is a great one.
That is a good point. I hadn't considered that.
You're taking off your helmet.
Man.
You know.
I know my answer.
Ooh.
I feel like it's gonna be tough for a skirmish,
Yeah.
and I would call this a skirmish
Yeah,
to knock off Lothal.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I think maybe I don't know.
Mando.
Do we put skirmishes? Because I love that.
It's a
If
great
that
part.
had gone,
So
if
great.
that had been as long,
Now that would be
or
a hard
as-
one for me. That would be tough for
big,
Solo.
Yeah, right.
The Solo train heist and the Mando. Those are kind of similar scenarios.
If the scale had reached beyond that place, like
Yeah.
locations, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can vote, I guess.
All right.
I've got one to put up against the winner of this. Too,
Lothal?
I just thought of.
Lothal's still the winner, or was the winner?
Voting on it.
So
Ready?
we put that up as the one we go.
3, 2, 1. Oh, Lothal.
I've got one here.
But I want to talk. We could talk about that episode another time.
Yeah,
love
we can.
That.
I do love
The Bill
that
Burr?
episode.
Oh, so
yeah,
great.
it's fantastic.
It's great.
It felt
So
like
good.
we're watching Indiana Jones again.
It
It
did.
really
So
did.
good, where they
It
just keep
did.
coming, and then the
The
gun
hanging
doesn't
off
work.
Oh,
of it,
yeah.
it's totally
Got
Indiana
to fight
Jones.
hand to hand. It was beautiful.
Similar to
Beautiful.
the Boba train heist.
Yeah.
Boba's got
It
a train
just
heist too,
keep- it
running
is,
across
though.
the top.
for
And
sure.
It is Indy. The just
Yeah.
keep coming.
Oh, it's so great.
yeah.
That and they've been, and of course, surprise. Indy, big ties to George Lucas. Even though George isn't the one doing these, but they constantly do these Indiana Jones, the train heist, the train pike train,
Right.
spice train, in Book
Another-
of Boba
right.
is
Hey.
so Indy on top of the train.
Another
Classic
Indy.
fighting there.
Another indie
Even
moment
falling
too
through
is
and coming through. They did that in.
Yep.
Mando climbing the Jawas, getting to the Jawas
Yeah.
and getting all the way
That
to the
is-
top and
we
getting
said that.
buzzed off.
Chapter
Exactly.
2,
Yeah.
because they even do the
Come
okay,
close to
we're
the
gonna
cliff.
go up to the cliff, and he's
Yeah.
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 Oh,
So that's
man.
very indie
Absolutely.
too.
All right, I got
Yeah.
one to go up against.
All right, let's hear it.
Against
Lothal.
Lothal. Now, I'm not saying this would beat it, but it's significant. It's not an all-out necessary. It's bigger than a skirmish, just like Lothal is a little bigger than that. This is definitely more of an active. It's a battle, but it's not a big galactic active war. I've got, and there's not a ton of fight back either. So maybe
This
this will be-
guy.
I've got the fall / destruction of Camino, Bad Batch.
Oh, I actually thought about that one.
Because I just remember that was one of the moments where Bad Batch went from like, I really like the show to, this is
wow.
huge canon revelations of
Yep.
Camino's destroyed.
Never
We're not
going back.
going back to
Yeah.
me
that's
saying they were going to
true.
go back to Camino the whole time in well, at
And
least the main
Mando.
city as far as
Yeah.
where the cloning and stuff takes place.
Right.
Yeah.
Throw it out there. It's as far as the reason why it's also big is it's not only Bad Batch is very much a continuation of Clone Wars in style and feel, in the fact that it's literally following these clones.
Yeah.
But just the significance of it for all the clones. Like, this is their home. They've never known anything else.
Yeah.
Omega's never known anything else.
Yeah.
This has ties to Boba's origin, ties to Django,
That's
ties
true.
to who knows with
That's true.
Palpatine and cloning
Right.
and Grogu and
Sifo-Dyas.
all that stuff. Sifo-Dyas.
Mm-hmm.
There's it's significant.
Yeah.
So, and also again, that's another one that like it feels very cinematic. It doesn't feel like I'm watching a cartoon
yeah.
when
Absolutely.
I'm watching that. Especially in a show like Bad Batch that I feel like for the most part probably I haven't talked to a ton of people, but I would imagine I wouldn't be surprised if Bad Batch was a little underappreciated, maybe. Like
Yeah.
the Clone Wars is such this big epic thing, and obviously season 7 of Clone
A
Wars
lot
is
more
like,
lightsabers.
Season 7
yeah.
of Clone Wars is even though it's animated, I contend that the stuff is as good as anything you're
You're
going to get in
tying up some
Mando and
big
all of that
stuff,
stuff.
Season
right?
seven,
Yeah.
yeah. Season 7
It's
Clone Wars is
fantastic.
one of my-
the way
yeah.
it looks, the way every single thing.
Yep.
That Bad Batch is then kind of a little bit like, oh, that's the spin-off show from
Yeah.
those first couple of episodes.
That's right.
But the significance of that is just huge. So wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
That Camino
Versus
versus
Lothal?
Lothal.
You ready?
Lothal's still on the table. Still
Lothal's
the
on
one
the
to beat.
table.
I'm ready.
Ready?
And they escape in the underwater tunnels.
I know.
And then I'm just kidding.
And then
And then
they
they-
remember the
Countdown?
Wait, what's on the
crosshair?
table? We got Lothal on the table.
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Lothal still
Lothal.
takes it.
It's a good
It's
one.
hard to beat.
It's
I've
hard
got
to
one
beat.
for
moment. It's
Lothal.
hard to match that
Ooh, you got
moment.
a contender?
So we're gonna
Got a
try to,
contender.
yeah.
We're gonna be a contender.
We have an Apollo Creed here.
Siege of Mandalore. Clone Wars.
Oh,
Season
man.
7.
It's a good one.
Lot
now
happens.
we
Lot
have
happens.
to exclude.
We're excluding
Yeah,
the
excluding Maul and
Maul versus Ahsoka battle.
Right.
Excluding that. The circumstance of what's
Still-
happening still
Yeah.
accounts for
because
the
you
battle.
Can't, you can't
Right.
exclude.
You can't
Maul
exclude
from
it.
Siege of
Yeah,
Mandalore.
yeah.
He is the
Right.
reason.
So that's still
Um,
the fact that it's part of the
Oh,
battle counts,
man.
but you can't rate it based off the lightsaber fight itself was like cool, looked very cool. Not that. Just the fact that happened can be included, but not
It's interesting because that stuff is so fresh now. Because we're talking about Mando, Boba Fett,
Yeah.
Bo-Katan, all that stuff is
That's
like
true.
it's at the front of the
That's true.
it's at the front of the storytelling right now. Not
it is.
It is. Well, I mean,
that
Ahsoka live
connection.
action. Yeah.
All of that is like right there.
It really is. All of that then was important, and it felt like, oh, this is cool.
Joe's got his
Then
vote.
it's like, who knew that he's show and
It's
show
gonna
and
be
show was going to be all
Yeah.
Mandalorian
And
stuff
I think
now.
we're coming back there.
I
feels
think we're
like-
coming
so.
back.
Mm.
What'd you say about Joe?
I said Joe's got his
Put a
vote.
vote out there already.
I got mine. I honestly think that
I got mine.
Lothal moment with Kanan might be my favorite moment in all of Rebels. It's up there. I can probably think of a couple other moments off the top of my head that are
Mhm.
similar. Ahsoka versus Vader is another moment. This is not a battle, just moments of
Right,
Rebels.
right.
Ahsoka Vader is another moment that might
Thrawn
Top
versus
it.
Space Whales.
Thrawn versus Space Whales.
ready.
That's a battle of itself.
That's a battle.
Thrawn versus Space Whales.
Thrawn versus the unknown regions.
Thrawn versus Space Whales. All right, wait.
This is Thrawn versus the
Thrawn, I got one. Ready? Thrawn, Space Whales, Battle of Yavin. Which is...
All right, take it off the table. Wilt Chamberlain rule has been rescinded.
We have Lando versus Puffer Pig.
That's true.
Or Hondo. Or no, it was Lando, I think, in that episode.
Lando was
Yeah,
in
Yeah,
that
it was
one.
Lando.
All right, I think I got mine. Mandalore versus Lothal.
gosh.
Lothal's on the table.
Lothal's on the table.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
we split.
His favorite
now you
moment,
still
and then he
know.
still went
I actually thought that he was going. I thought he was setting it up to still go.
to go up.
That's why I did it. I was trying to see if he was trying to copy me.
Give
I
it a
was.
second, he'll switch.
I was.
You know what? Lothal.
Oh,
moment we're talking
Mandalore.
about.
I thought you said Mandalation.
Mandalore. Oh, I thought you were talking about it was a good piece of Mando
Lore.
lore.
Oh.
The battle of Mandalore.
I was
we
thinking of
excluded,
the-
we exclude Maul and Ahsoka.
Oh,
Thinking
I
about-
just thought of another
Think of the
miscellaneous moment.
oranges. Oh, those are Mandarin.
Those are Mandarin.
Just kidding.
Oh.
It was.
good.
It's not. It wasn't an easy
That's
choice.
tough
It
one.
wasn't
That's a
easy.
tough one.
That was tough. That's why I kind of threw it out there because I knew it'd be hard.
We've let's go. Should we go a few more on this type
think-
of? Or do we?
Yeah, we can throw out whatever. Honestly, I think the weight of the Mandalore stuff, putting the Ahsoka versus Maul. We'll talk about that later when we get to the lightsaber stuff. But the capture of Maul, the significance of what's going on in that
The
moment,
fate of the entire planet. is
seeing
in balance. Yeah.
Death Watch and their
Right.
part with Maul, how their armor looks with the Maul. Yeah, it's just with
It's-
Gar
it's-
Saxon. All
yeah.
around. It's just very cool.
Scale of it.
Seeing the Ahsoka, that's where Ahsoka sees Anakin for the last time.
Right.
That's that moment. Is she the hologram, and he asks about her,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't really connect, but they kind of see each other, right? And then that's that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's big stuff happens there. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
why I kind of
That's
I'm
good.
with you.
it's good.
It's a good one. How
Yeah.
about we're going Battle of Mandalore versus Have we done? We haven't done Boba Rancor versus.
We
Pikes
haven't.
yet. So we'll do
We haven't.
We haven't.
Boba with Rancor versus Boba, People of Freetown, Rancor, Grogu,
Pikes,
Pikes,
mods,
Pikes, mods, and Pikes, mods, and Pelly.
Pikes,
Pelly.
mods, and Pelly.
Pikes, mods, and Pelly
Toothless
versus
Pelly.
Versus Siege of Mandalore.
Okay.
It's
This
off
is
the rails.
so crazy.
I
The
love
fact
it.
that we're even ranking these is just insane.
It's always fun too when you do the live action versus the animated.
The comparisons that
versus
in any
this,
other
right.
just thing we'd never think about.
this thing that's very specific to, even though it is Ahsoka and Maul, but it's specific to Mandalore and
Right.
that culture.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and then we have this great mismatch of Favreau going, yeah, I think that Boba should ride a Rancor, and then and then
He's
Pal
literally in his
McClunky
office going.
curtains.
No, Boba's on the. He's on that. Right?
No, he's on there. I know.
The Vespa's coming.
I love it.
I think
Right.
I've got mine.
I got mine.
We might be split. So this is Mandalore on the table.
Oh man, I don't know.
He's
Okay,
thinking. All right.
Mandalore's on the table.
3, 2, 1. Oh,
The
wow.
only thing that swayed it for me.
Yeah.
Mike
Yeah.
went down.
I'm going
Uncle
rogue
and I went
here.
up.
Rogue.
The only thing that swayed there, and I do think if I was to critique it, I do think that it goes on a bit long. I think a couple of beats in that fight are, heard some people point out, and I think it's an accurate criticism, perhaps, of the directing a little bit, is that Grogu has the kind of save the day moment twice, and it's almost the exact same kind of a moment where he comes out, everyone waits, and then he pulls the thing apart, and then he comes out again, and he puts the thing asleep. And it was like, it maybe would have felt more if all of a sudden he came out just the one time at the end, or but it's not what they chose to do, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that in all this, we then get what I'm thinking of, as cool as the Rancor is,
You're
I'm
thinking of
thinking
Mando
I'm
flying
thinking
in
of,
and Boba flying in, or
I'm thinking
Dual
of,
jetpacks?
I'm thinking of
I'm thinking of
Cad
soft
in your old
Cad
age,
Bane.
and you're sitting there, and he just the triumph of him not being quick enough to beat Cad Bane in a draw again, but then learning and using what
I
he
actually
learned
put
from the
that
Tuskens.
on I put that specific moment separate category, shootouts.
Oh, shootouts.
Shootouts.
Not bad.
I was thinking of that, like duels.
Yeah, like
I like it. Shootouts and
like
Cad
Han-
Bane versus Cobb
Han
Van.
and Greedo.
That would be another
Oh,
one. Han and
really?
Greedo.
Shootout.
Han and Greedo. Although
Massacre.
Although hard to
accurate
judge
and
that
what's
one
not.
because history's a little fuzzy.
history would,
So that the only reason I voted
Yep.
is because I included the cat. I just
Yeah.
love
It was
Cad
awesome.
Bane. I love Cad Bane, and I love that what that did full circle for Boba. I like that while this big stuff and big stakes are going on here, Boba falls off and Yoda's and Grogu's over there putting the Rancor to sleep. But Boba's got to handle his business.
That's
This
right.
is this
Yeah.
is not Mando
Maybe the
coming in to
hardest part of
save
the
the day or
day. Come on.
Grogu. This
Yeah.
is one-on-one versus someone who is his elder, who has taught him things, but who is a cold-blooded killer.
Yep.
And just the and just the theme of the whole show, as far as the stronger
Yeah.
together, is what Boba has learned, and that he's still
True.
not quick enough to beat him at his game
Man,
and
that's
at Boba's
definitely,
old game.
Yep.
But the only look out for yourself. Consider this your final lesson. No, I'm just turning into Sam Elliott, Coors, a banquet beer.
Sam Elliott meets Morgan Freeman.
Ghost Rider.
no, that's
But I just love.
good.
I just think that
That
Cad
is a
Bane
great
is a big
moment.
fan of Cad Bane from
Wouldn't a
Clone
Cad
Wars.
Bane
It's
show
awesome.
just be awesome? A
Oh
Cad
my
Bane
gosh.
series?
So awesome. Just give me
live action.
and don't. It
Now
does
you
not
do.
have
I
to
know.
be. You don't even have to go all out and give me.
I don't need anybody.
I don't even
else.
need character development. I don't need
No.
growth. Just give me week to week who Cad Bane. Give me a bounty
what we
each
do.
week. Go give me a fight.
We
Just let me see it.
we redo the Fistful of Dollars spaghetti western.
Mm.
Cad Bane's the villain. That's all we do.
That's it. I think that we should insert Cad Bane into every single classic western,
Oh yeah.
That'd be awesome.
and just he's always playing the Clint Eastwood character.
We
He's
should do an
playing-
edit of that where Clint Eastwood is in there, but Cad Bane is the heavy.
Yeah, I like it.
There you go.
I got money. I can make that happen.
No, that's good. I
All right.
like it.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think
So-
that's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
Well, Mandalore won.
Mandalore one.
Mandalore won.
Mandalore
It was
won.
a tough one for me. That was a tough one.
Joe said syndicate fights, Black Sun, Pikes, etc. Versus Hondo and Pirates. That's good too.
It's good.
That's good.
Talking I had on here too. We hadn't even gotten to was just the Battle of Kessel. As far as not just the Kessel Run, but the
Yeah.
L3 getting shot and destroyed.
Yeah, I
and,
thought about that too.
And like Han and that whole battle with the Wookiees are there, and
Yeah.
they're trying to get out
That's
of there.
good.
Lando's trying to get out of there, and there's a whole shootout. Again, a small little battle. That's why some of these are
Yeah.
a skirmish, a dust up.
That's good.
But
That's
it's
good.
on there.
Do we want to get back to some
Some of the big ones.
some
now?
big ones?
So do we have
Mandalore. I would say Mandalore's pretty big.
do we have a
Mandalore's pretty big.
Mandalore's
Mandalore's
big.
pretty big.
Mandalore is big.
So we can put that up against.
As an honorable mention, we know very little about it, but
Oh.
I'd like to propose Night of 1,000 Tears. All we have,
Very little about
Imagine
it.
it was
Yeah.
devastating. Speaking of which, we still have some big ones that we haven't gotten to. Some big
Big
battles.
one.
I think
Big
Let's
one.
do some
Big
ones.
one.
So
Big
are we going up? So is now
Mandalore.
Mandalore has merged into the
I
big.
feel like
category.
we're in
Yes.
the big.
All right.
yeah.
We're in big.
How
We're in big.
about? I got here.
Throw it.
Ooh.
Throw it. I'm waiting
Oh,
to catch
Don't
gosh.
it.
say it.
Ooh.
That's what I do to my son. Don't say it. I
Don't
just
say
try to egg him into whatever I want him to say. I go, don't say it. Don't say it.
Let's do Battle of Scarif,
Oh, okay.
the Rogue One.
Okay.
I propose this is one of the best just true war scenes as far as like Saving Private Ryan. It's that type of which they said when they were making this is they wanted
Yeah.
this to be
Mhm.
more than just it's just it was they were intentional about like there's not going to be Jedi in this. There's not
Mhm.
going to be
Yeah.
it's not a ton of there's Force elements with the
with the Force, the Force.
with
Yeah.
me. But
Man,
just the way it's shot, they're on the.
I got my vote.
I'm actually ready.
I'm ready. Mandalore.
Mandalore's
Is on the table?
Yep.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Oh, unanimous.
wow.
Scarif with the dub takes down
Scarif.
Mandalore. Honestly, that was tough because I loved Mandalore. But
Yep.
Scarif, when we were talking about Yavin earlier, I think Scarif was the closest thing I could think of that was that. Just not just the weight of the scale of the battle
Yeah.
and how important it is with
Mhm.
getting the plans, Death Star plans, but just the different moments that we see. We get space, them having
Right.
to break in through the shield, basically open
Right.
up so that they can get on the inside. Then you get kind of what Mike was touching on. Now they're inside, and now it's secretive stuff too. You're
Love it.
sneaking past. You're trying to get in to get the plans while staying. I don't know.
It also
there's
is
just so much.
huge to explain everything of what's going on with the New Hope.
And
Absolutely.
seeing
It's
like
crucial.
walkers and all that stuff on the beach, on the sand and
Awesome.
stuff was like, it's cool. We hadn't
Well,
seen that.
and it's one of the few suicide missions in Star Wars.
Truly is.
Truly
Completely
is.
The true
100%
sacrifice.
sacrificial.
Yeah.
It
I mean, they
is.
didn't plan it to be that way.
But
But there comes a point when we all realize they all realize
they all realize too we're not getting out of here.
we're not going anywhere, and they just push through and they do it.
It also features one of my
Beautiful.
Yeah.
favorite new Star Wars characters, Director Krennic. I love
Krennic.
Director
I love
Krennic of Ben
Krennic.
Mendelsohn of just
yeah.
you stand on my achievement and
It's
is
Yeah.
Director Krennic. And all of a sudden you got Tarkin come in and just take all the glory from
Right.
him.
That's right.
So I've been working on this
Krennic was
project
great.
for forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Battle of
Great.
Scarif is a great one.
Scarif.
It also
so
has
good.
it has the
and you said it
it's
too.
new but has the original trilogy feel. Rogue One does nails
Cinematic.
It does.
It was great.
It hits a home run on
You
feeling
got the feelings
like that.
of the
the lived
Force
in, the
with that
used.
moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
See those moments come out.
Yeah.
It's
So good.
Oh, I just love. It makes me
So
really want to
good.
go watch Rogue One again.
I
It's been a
know it.
little
I
while.
love the movie.
It's a great one.
And
Scarif.
not to belittle,
No,
but
be big.
I'm gonna be big. I'm gonna be big.
To be little. Be
The
big.
live action element for me, there's a little bit of weight to that
I agree.
production.
Yeah,
of it.
I
Yeah.
agree.
mean, the animation's awesome. Looks
awesome.
fantastic. But when stuff really blows up,
Yeah.
it's kind of
It's
cool. I mean, there's a lot of CGI
Yeah.
too, but there's
Sure.
stuff blowing up.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
It's
No,
and
I
when
agree.
and it's end of the battle, but when they drop that, when they hit it
Oh
with
my
the,
gosh,
and the
yeah.
sun
just
comes, the
coming
wave
at 'em.
coming at them, the end of it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So good.
When you see that Death Star turning towards them, and you're just like, also when Krennic realizes like what I created in my own, like
yeah.
I meant
Yeah.
nothing to the Empire.
Right.
They turn and okay, well, as good a time to test this as any.
That's right.
Right. On
Right.
them.
I don't know about
Which
you
is great.
guys. It wasn't at the beginning of that movie when I realized nobody's getting out of this. It was pretty late. for
Oh,
me.
it
I
was
was
late
like-
for me too.
Wait a second.
I was like,
That's
oh
right.
my
We don't
gosh.
know any of these people. They're
Yeah.
all dead. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Which was
It was,
hard
it
because
was an
they.
important moment when I
Yeah.
realized that.
I know. I agree.
Otherwise,
I
we
didn't
would
notice
see
it till
them
late.
again. I thought we're not going to see them again.
It's one of the
Yeah.
reasons I'm excited for Cassian, for the Cassian Andor
Andor.
show
Right.
to come
Get all
out
that
too. Is
stuff
in
before
the
it.
stuff that
Yeah.
happened, and he talks about him being in the rebellion since he was like 8 years old or 6 years old.
Yeah.
All the way his character's introduced at the beginning of that movie of him having to shoot someone in the back. and
Well,
you're
we're going
like,
to tie in then.
getting
Right.
messy.
We're going
Right.
to get some tie-in. It's a perfect tie-in with the Rebels because we're going to get some
It
early
is.
Saw Gerrera stuff too.
It is.
Yeah.
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 Saw
That's
Gerrera.
all in that.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe.
all in that.
Baby.
Yeah.
Saw is the classic. What like getting your hands dirty in the name of the
Good guy, good
rebellion,
guy.
but how do you go? But do you go too far? Or
That's right.
Yeah.
There's a difference between how Mon Mothma handles it. And there's a difference.
And
in
a
how
lot of
Saw
them would
handles
say
it.
he
Just
goes
by
too
the
far.
means.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and they do a good job explaining that and exploring that in
pretty cool.
in some of the animated shows as
Yeah, they
well
do.
as where
They
Saw's
do.
introduced. That's great.
They do.
Scarif.
Joe
Yeah,
threw out
Scarif.
Scarif versus the Storm / Paths
Ooh.
and Jedi from High Republic.
Oh man.
I don't know. Do we want to talk
Storm.
about that?
Oh
Is that
man,
is that been out long enough to discuss?
Oh,
We've
man,
never
that
talked
battle.
about
we never
Light of the Jedi
did a
on
Light
here.
of the Jedi
We didn't.
book report.
I feel like that might be out long enough.
That,
we could
I
talk
feel
about
like
it.
I
There
saw
might be
the
people.
movie. It's so
That's one.
There
of
might
the
be
so
people who
cinematic. I feel
haven't
like I
read
saw
it
it.
that just kind of want to know the story too.
yeah.
We will say
Right.
with we can say as much or as little, but if you haven't read Light of the Jedi, the first novel in the High Republic,
Go
by Charles Sewell,
read
is one of the most cinematic Star Wars books I've ever read. Easily, maybe one of the most cinematic books I've ever read.
Yeah.
Where the whole time
Haven't read a lot of books.
You can easily
It's
visualize.
one of those.
It's one of them.
yeah, I have read. I know how to read.
I'm kidding.
Very
But
good,
the-
goodly.
no. the but the
No, it
words,
is.
it
It
jumps
really
off
is.
the page as far as what you're reading is so visual
Oh yeah,
that
Did you guys listen to the
it's
audio
awesome.
too?
I did. You
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
it?
Oh, it's so
It's
good.
so
so
great.
good.
The guy does all the voices.
It's awesome.
Really, the soundtrack. It's
Uh,
the eye.
am
It's more of an
the
audio
eye.
presentation than just
it
a
really
reading.
is.
I did both.
am the storm.
Storm. I did
Marcion
both.
Rowe. Oh, so
Martian.
good.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
it's really
Great
really
story,
good.
great book.
It's a great
I don't know. We
book.
may have to do that in a. We may have to just talk about that book in a full
Are we?
episode.
Are we? That was one of the ground rules at the beginning. Are we sticking to the films? Because
Ooh.
Well, Phil, all the visual media.
film TV show.
Yeah.
Because I haven't read. I mean, I've read some
Yeah.
of the book.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that we
I haven't finished all of the High Republic
No, I'm
books.
still behind on.
I've read a handful of
Read the
them.
first couple. And
It would give Scarif for me. It would give it a run.
It would give it a run. Honestly,
Mm.
put it this way.
It would.
I think what
you
you
want to
said.
vote on it
it's
and
so
then
good.
just keep going with the
Yeah.
movie stuff.
Yeah.
You want to?
So this is Scarif.
Scarif's on the
Scarif.
table, but not. This is a
Oh,
hypothetical
an exhibition.
bracket.
It was
yeah.
supposed to be an exhibition. That's a Rocky.
Exhibition.
there you go.
So Scarif's on the table.
Yep.
Scarif's on the table.
3, 2, 1.
Whoa! Wow.
It was cool.
It was really
I
cool.
honestly, I was gonna say this before we
Sacrifice
voted.
the Jedi and everything. It's
Was
right in front of the ship and everything.
I think the visual aspect
backwards.
is kind of what pushed me towards Scarif because part of what the cool stuff about Scarif is seeing the visuals, seeing the beach, the
Right.
stuff we kind of mentioned.
Right.
So visually seeing that is what kind of pushed that over for me. I was going to say if the paths, if that battle was on screen, I think it wins for me.
Imagine them
hands
coming
down,
in from all the different
hands
angles
down.
and sacrificing the ship.
There are
Hands
so
down, I
many-
think that wins.
There are so
visual,
many. I
if
don't
it
know
was
if you call
visual.
them
Turning
battles,
the
but
tide
action
and-
sequences in that
The
book.
ships, oh my
Everything with the
gosh.
Legacy Run, the whole
Oh,
disaster,
It's
the
amazing.
disaster that starts the whole, all the different incidents
oh, yeah.
of stuff.
Are they going to just
It's
make
just-
that into a movie?
I wish they
So
did.
it would be a great
I hope
great
they
movie if
do.
they did.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's such a
That
good
was a
one.
great throw out.
Yep,
there,
yep.
That
J-Man.
was
good.
awesome.
Thank you.
Great one.
Love it.
So does that win? Are we moving on, or are we keeping that
Scarif
separate?
stays.
Scarif
Scarif
stays.
stays.
Okay.
If
All
Scarif
Yeah.
verse
Yeah. I got a couple still.
Geonosis. going big.
Ooh. Where the clones,
Wow.
although I will say, controversial title. Do the clones attack? Or the clones
Attacked.
come in and are attacked? They come in and defend.
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones kind of makes it sound like the clones are bad in attack. I
That's
remember
right.
when that
That's right.
when that
That's
title
true.
came out too. The
That is
speculation was
interesting.
like,
Attack of the
dude,
Clones.
we've heard about the
starting
Clone Wars.
Here it
I
is.
think
that-
they should have
that
defended
they-
the
that
clones.
the,
Defense of the clones. That sounds way better.
Because
Defense
what
of
you
the
think about
Clones.
when you go back to Episode 4, fighting in the Clone Wars,
Awful.
fighting in the
It's
Clone
like-
Wars, we kind of always assumed, at least I think I did,
Like, oh yeah.
that Obi-Wan and Anakin
Yeah.
and Leia talks about you fought with my father in the Clone Wars, that they fought against the clones.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that the attack of the clones were like, oh gosh, the clones are going to attack. And then
Right.
like, oh wait, no, they're with
No, they're the good.
Yeah.
they're the reinforcements.
Right. Right.
Yeah. It's just
It was-
nitpicking on semantics,
Yeah.
but I was just just wondering. I thought about that
my father
recently.
in the
Like, do
Clone
they
Wars.
attack?
I got
Yeah.
mine. I'm ready.
And that was quick. So are we?
That was quick.
I
I'm
haven't
gonna
even
keep
got to
going.
all the questions yet.
No,
I've got
I'm
a
ready.
plethora. I've got a veritable plethora of questions.
Oh man.
So we got the whole battle, clones, droids. Are we including the Jedi?
I'd say
That's all in there
include
too,
the Jedi because it's not really.
It's not a.
We don't really
duel.
see a lightsaber duel.
Right.
Yeah, it's more so. Like if
Man.
we include Kanan using the Force, I feel like we can include.
It's
that.
part of the.
Yeah, it's part of the battle.
Is this separate? Is this including Mace beheading
That's
Django?
part
Or
of
is
the
that
battle.
separate?
It's part of the battle.
That's part of the battle.
He's a casualty.
Part of the battle.
And we're including.
Farewell, my
That one, yeah.
That'll play great. We'll watch
Will
that
not
back.
be hostages to be bought at Dooku.
Dooku.
Farewell, my friend. Old friend.
Old Finn.
Old friend.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Against what? Scarif?
Against Scarif.
Man.
Oh man, I'm ready.
Aggressive negotiations.
Aggressive negotiation. She seems to be on top of things.
Master Obi-Wan, what about Padme? Seems to be on top of things. That was a pardon, Anakin.
She has the high ground.
I'm ready.
What's on the table? Scarif
Scarif.
versus Geonosis.
3, 2, 1. Wow. Split. Explain yourself. Do it.
I just
now.
love Scarif.
I love
Scarif.
Scarif too. Scarif
Just
is
from
so
a
good.
pure battle aesthetic, everything about it.
Mhm.
I really like. It might be harmed. Its chances might have just been hurt by the fact that even though I really love the movie, there's no Star Wars movie that I don't love on some level. Attack of the Clones is my least favorite Star Wars movie, and
Yeah.
that
It is?
Attack of the Clones is my
Is
least
it-
favorite.
Really?
Yeah,
Least favorite.
it is my least favorite.
I will say that moment though is my favorite moment of the whole.
That
movie.
moment is great though. The clones come
Yeah.
in, and now that I
Yeah.
realize that I'm not in line with you all.
Switching.
I'm
No,
gonna
I just
say
think
yeah.
it was cool seeing the visual of the sabers all coming out.
When I watched
attacking.
when I watched
That was
150
true.
Seeing
All the
sabers
Yoda
sabers
flying
sprinting
in with
into
the
Lake
clones
Blaster
too.
Fire, I love
All
that.
the
They're
sabers
outnumbered.
come in
Dooku sees them outnumbered, but then he ends up being the one that has to flee because all the clones come in out of nowhere.
Was this the first Mace?
First time we actually see the clones
Right.
Is this the
come
first
into
Mace
full effect?
saber we've seen too? Is this the first Mace Windu saber we've seen? I think?
First Mace Windu saber.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe
Right?
first.
'Cause he only
first Mace
fights-
Windu saber.
twice.
He gets. We also see Django Fett with the fire.
Oh,
He
man.
swipes the fire
It's
off.
good. It's really good. Yeah.
Is that a
It
mudhorn
moves on.
too?
What'd you say?
Is that a mudhorn that's chasing them? I can't remember. It's kind of like
It's
that. but
similar.
not.
I think
yeah,
it's
I
might be a
remember what
different.
it's actually called. I have to look it up.
Django's rocket pack goes out.
Yeah.
Melly Deli excited made it to live podcast. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Welcome,
yeah.
welcome.
Thanks for watching, listening.
So,
Yeah.
do we,
Geonosis.
Geonosis.
Geonosis moves on. I love it. How
Flying
about?
Let's do a
the
few
bugs
more and then
fly
maybe
out,
move
so
on to
that's so funny.
lightsabers.
Yeah. How about
Oh yeah.
A
Okay.
few more and then move on to lightsabers.
we've got the Last Jedi opening bomber sequence where they're dropping all the
Ooh.
bombs. Poe's navigating in and out,
Yeah.
saying stuff about Hux's mother, but the cool
Yes.
the dropping of the bombs, the Paige having to drop the bombs. Rose's sister,
Yeah.
Paige Tico. It's just a cool.
That was good.
The Dreadnought, taking down Dreadnought.
That's true.
At what cost? At what cost?
That's
Stop
right.
playing with your cockpit. That's not appropriate fun for 10-year-olds.
Yes. We're like, whoa, that was close.
Oh
Oh
man.
boy. No, that's fun.
Are we voting on this one?
Sure. I threw it out there, didn't I?
That versus
Geonosis.
Geonosis.
Voting on Geonosis.
Geonosis is the
Yeah.
table.
3, 2, 1. Geonosis.
Oh.
Geonosis. Still there.
Oh wait.
Wait. Geonosis.
You're
is-
Geonosis.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was that on the
Geonosis
table?
up
Up.
for Geonosis.
Oh, so
I
unanimous.
gotta take another drink, sorry. This is not actually kickstart.
Ooh.
Just kidding. What happened there?
What was
Geonosis was on the table, and I meant yes for Geonosis.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
that's what you meant. All right, so yeah, unanimous. Geonosis wins.
This
I-
is the content beyond the paywall. We're on
That's right.
Slow
Yeah,
Jokes.
really.
This is not really.
Did I say Geonosis or Mandalore? Wait, what are we talking about?
yeah.
I love Lord of the Rings. It's my favorite trilogy.
my favorite trilogy.
So good.
I love my favorite trilogy.
Favorite Peter Jackson. I know all the
Michael
things.
Jackson made that movie so good. He is so good.
Musa.
Musa had
one too many,
incidental drinkies.
Oh,
my
man.
goodness.
Fantastic.
Hilarious.
man.
Oh. Wow, that's
Oh.
are there
I got one more.
Got those
unless
more
you
big
guys
ones.
got
Yeah, take down Geonosis here.
unless you got some more, I've got at least one.
have we done There Are More of Us, Bo?
That's what I was gonna go for.
There Are More of
Exegol.
Us.
Exegol.
Battle of Exegol.
There are more of us.
Where we lose Snap Wexley.
Loose snap.
Yeah, that's when Poe goes, no! We don't get much of Snap in the movies, though. He's more of a book
This
character.
is tough. Exegol.
Man, there's a lot going on there.
There
We
is.
had each other.
We had each other.
Well,
What about
Exegol
Lando?
verse.
Lando is both gives good advice and then also is kind of like, it wasn't that difficult.
yeah.
You know, it turns out when you have friends, you can do anything.
That's
You
right.
can defeat Dark Lords all day and still
All
make
day
it
long.
home for supper.
I'd say the weight of
Supper.
this one's pretty big, but
Exegol.
is this the biggest battle in terms of how many
You've got
ships show
you've
up?
got
It's hard.
space horses on top of
Yeah,
Star Destroyers.
taking out satellites.
You got the Final Order Star Destroyers
Yeah,
that
the Final
every single
Order.
one of them has essentially a Death Star beam.
Weaponized. Yeah.
Weapon-
Are we
Weaponized
are
is-
we keeping this in the space portion? Not what's
Oh.
going on down on the ground.
Oh,
between
like
Rey and-
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Space
yeah,
portion.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll consider.
I will
the
say-
Rey, Palpatine.
We'll say the lightning strike though
Rey
to
Palpatine.
to the space part counts.
That would count.
That would count.
All right.
That's the
That has a
cutoff.
big effect.
Lightning. Oh gosh.
I was
I've
going to
got-
say it's hard to beat 900 Star Destroyers, but Poe showed us that it is not hard to beat.
Yeah.
You know how you do it?
No.
We had each
Well,
other.
more-
We had each other.
More this one, yeah.
More of us, Pope.
All right.
Well, they didn't have an army. It's not. It's just people.
Just people. I love it. It's Dunkirk. It's just the people
It's
coming
just
in.
the people
Exactly
coming
right.
and
in.
rescuing. It's the
Yeah.
Dunkirk moment.
Exactly right.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Mm.
This guy's over here thinking long and hard. This
Is
guy.
Uncle ready though? Oh,
Yeah.
then it is just me.
This guy's always last.
All right. What's on the table?
Geonosis versus Exegol.
Exegol.
Geonosis is on the table.
Yep. 3, 2, 1. Whoa!
And I didn't even vote for Geonosis
Wow.
against Scarif,
It's my least favorite movie, my least favorite part of any movie.
but it wins. No.
But it's my favorite. No, I'm just kidding.
I think
Oh,
if I had
man.
included what was
Comparing it
going
to
on,
Exegol.
if I had if I was able to include what was going on beneath as well.
well,
I just think the both of them seemed to be going one way,
Right.
outnumbered,
Oh man, I don't know. if I agree
outnumbered,
with
and
you
that.
then the
troubled
clones
by-
come in. But including the lightning and them all following, I just also think of Poe's moment of
Ah.
I'm sorry, like
Right.
I'm sorry guys, I thought we
Couldn't
could do it,
Couldn't do it.
couldn't do it. So his moment of feeling like Leia left him in charge to be this leader, and then he goes out
Zori
and feels
Bliss
like
comes back.
he failed, and
Let's
feels like he
title
just
this
killed
episode
everybody.
Mike votes, then regrets. That's just
This
it.
is.
Mike votes, then regrets.
Well, no,
That's
it's
it.
good that you. I mean, as you weigh all the things, it's real easy to.
I have to.
It's
I
the
have to let the
emotion-
people know that we
the
don't
emotion
plan this
behind
stuff ahead of
this
time.
We
on.
don't plan it ahead of time.
I didn't feel the emotion as much in the like the Geonosis stuff was
Oh,
cool
for sure.
but the emotion behind this and Poe and
It's an
everybody
emotional-
literally falling. They're literally electrocuted. All the ships are falling. The
Right,
emotion.
and the Jedi are
weight behind
surrounded,
this.
but I didn't feel. I don't know. It didn't give me enough time to feel hopeless. Almost.
I agree because I was still
Came
like
too quick.
it was almost too unbelievable. Like they're all still Jedi and they all have lightsabers. Like they're
But
even if they're surrounded by droids, they can.
We could still
it's
probably
but
whatever.
no match for droidekas.
Master destroy us.
Even though that was episode 1 reference.
Let's false run
But,
once
yeah.
and only.
I just
You
feel
gotta
like
love the
this one
super
is-
battle droids though.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, that is sick. But yeah, just this. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Mike votes. Then Mike
Plus,
regrets.
yeah, the Final Order crashing down.
Exegol. Man.
Yeah, we get it.
Exegol is
Exegol was
such a cool
fantastic. I was
cinematic
wrong. Let's move
spectacle.
on.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Any more? Let's do maybe one more and then move to battles. So,
One more
I mean,
brainstorm. Anybody brainstorm? What do you got out there? Well, any
We've
sequel
got,
haters probably could think of everything that would
That's
be
true.
There's a
Exegol,
lot, yeah.
But
We
What-
should say we didn't
what-
include really Order 66 in general. That's
Yeah, that's true.
That's a big
That's a big one.
sweeping
many battles with.
Oh, I got a
many
battle.
battles
I got a
in
great
Clone
one.
Wars in general.
Kashyyyk.
Oh man.
Order 66 happens,
Order 66 is
but
you
the
mean
battle is
Kashyyyk?
actually going on still.
If you break
It's
down
true.
Order 66 battles, maybe that would be a fair way.
Oh,
to
that's
go.
true.
I mean, you could pull that out and go, "That's battle."
But I
That's
mean,
a battle.
taking
Because,
out
you know,
even
George is-
taking out the ending of
right that
of the Order
because
66.
it's already going on.
Seeing Kashyyyk, yeah, you still
Right.
get
George
glimpses of
has
Kashyyyk
been on the
versus
record
droid,
saying
yeah.
too that his initial plan for episode 3 was 7 battles on 7 planets was the way that was supposed to end.
Wow.
And so and Kashyyyk was supposed to be one of them. That there was going to be these big. It was supposed to be this big epic of this,
Wow.
and it just the movie. I think either it was the budget or they were just like it's would have been
Right.
way too long.
Yeah.
But that was his thing. It was 7 battles on 7 planets.
Plus,
that was the end of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
This
Oh
is
my
this,
goodness.
and then at the same time, Order 66 happens. Bang, flips
That
everything.
would
on its
have
head.
That would've been
ballooned
crazy.
this podcast.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing he didn't.
We would
do
have had to
that.
rank
That's
just
right.
the 7 battles.
But you
7
also
Seven
mentioned this
battles.
earlier about
first
where
we'd
you
rank the 7 battles, and then we rank our favorite 7 planets.
favorite 7 planets. You mentioned this earlier about seeing these in different mediums too, and I think of again going back to Battlefront and playing through Kashyyyk,
Right.
going from the water.
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool.
Playing,
was
so
cool.
like doing those live battles and playing through that as characters
You
and
see
stuff is really cool. So
Right.
I think maybe that might
Man.
skew why I look at Kashyyyk's battle, even though we don't see that much of it in the actual movie. In the film, I still felt like I saw a lot more of it through that.
Yeah.
which was really cool. But
We can just do a list of honorable mentions or anything we didn't cover of any other battles if we want to move on to the lightsaber
I say
part
we move
of
on to
things.
lightsabers.
So a couple
Yeah.
We
real
didn't
quick.
even,
of,
did we get Crate in there? We didn't. Get
oh,
him
we
in there?
mentioned
Crate.
Crate, but we didn't put it in
we
the
didn't
thing.
vote
So
on
we
it.
should put Crate up against. Do you want to vote Crate against? Not Geonosis. That's what I voted. I mean,
Crate
against Exegol.
versus
Exegol. Man, I don't know. That's hard to.
That's hard to
I don't
do.
see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool.
it's cool.
We got 3 walkers and
But I think the main
Yeah.
5
thing,
walkers
the main
against
and
900, whatever.
and
Yeah.
possibly the best part of what's going on Crate
Wouldn't
be
be
featured in our lightsaber
That's
yeah,
right.
True.
section. Yeah,
That's right.
it's cool. Although
All
Rey
right.
swoops in on the Falcon.
That is cool.
Oh,
They
awesome.
hate that ship.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And then it's and
Yeah.
it's every single one of them. Well, that hunk
Yeah.
of junk out of the sky.
That's cool. That is good.
It's good.
No.
It's such a good one.
No.
More,
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
All right.
Lightsabers.
Oh, a couple things of little battles we didn't get to. Of we
Mhm.
also had the battle of in Mando season 2 when the 4 ladies, the 4 women all get together of Bo-Katan. I think it was
Oh,
Cos
yeah.
Reeves at the time, and then Cara Dune and
Fighting their way through.
Fennec. When they the 2 of them are on the
Oh,
bridge, and then
man.
the 2 of them jump
Yeah,
off,
that's
and it's just
cool.
like they're
Yeah.
and Boba's flying his ship, and Mando's on his separate little mission,
Yeah.
and but that was a cool. There's a
It's
number
awesome.
of things.
There's a lot of those.
Everything
smaller
involved. Yeah,
scale-
there's a lot of those.
I mean, it's a
little combat
battle.
things that are.
Boba Fett chasing down Obi-Wan. The Obi-Wan Boba Fett battle
yeah.
with the seismic charges. I
Uh huh.
mean, it's not
Yeah.
that's more of a duel, but
More of a
Yeah.
duel, but that's a fun. The seismic
is
charge,
cool.
one of the greatest sounds in all
Get
Star
him,
Wars.
Dad.
that's big.
We got him.
We got him.
We go on.
He's dead.
Won't be saying him
And just to finish him off. Just need
that
Yeah, that's great.
was a seismic charge. I like it.
Sabers?
Moving on. Sabers.
Lightsabers.
Mhm.
All right.
Do we here? What if we do this? What if we go through a handful of them?
Start small and work our way up.
Could-
I was gonna.
Could I make a suggestion that we subdivide them within trilogies?
I like it.
We can do that, and
Then
then
we
what
could
I was
pull the
gonna
best
In
of the
shows,
three.
and then we
I
can
like
get
that.
the
Best
best
of three
against each
plot.
other.
I
But
like
then we
that.
can also, and not have to be trilogies, but we could do
We
series.
can
So
even
we
do
could-
like shows.
It's
and
eras.
Rebels. That's a
Yeah.
Rebels winner. That's
Yeah.
that's this
I
one.
like it.
I like that.
Ooh,
And
that's
and
good.
Make
then
'em
to go off
battle.
of that, I was gonna say, do a handful of them and just vote. Just vote, and then we can talk about some of our moments,
Yeah,
so
I
we don't
agree.
have to touch on every because there's a lot of lightsaber
Right,
fights.
right.
So for the sake of time, we can go through a handful of them. Like say if we go prequels, go through some prequels.
So we're
and then-
specifically doing saber battles. We're not doing duels. Right? That's what that what you said. Saber battles.
sure,
Because Boba Fett,
yeah,
Yeah.
Cad Bane's duel,
True.
not a saber battle.
true.
Nice saber
I was
battle.
thinking separate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Saber,
Okay.
Saber.
just because sabers, we might
Yeah.
look at it as
Yeah.
a
And there's a
different,
little bit of some
That's
gray
fine.
area. There's some
gray area.
saber on non-saber,
which I
and-
made another category for
That's
that.
fine.
Yeah, there's some of those. There's also some saber fighting back to back with saber against
Yeah,
non-sabers,
I know.
Right.
where sabers aren't necessarily clashing against one another,
But
but
there
it's
is.
there's lightsabers in the battle.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
they're being used, not just kind of like the Geonosis, like we kind of defend. This
Yeah.
was a little bit
This
more.
might be. This is one of the.
a
I
big
threw
one.
out a handful of these too in a poll
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube here.
was
and we
the,
had
uh,
some people.
What was
I
the
can't remember
response?
all of what everybody said, but it was blown out of the water. Obi-Wan versus Anakin won that. But
But there were some.
I
not
only
on
listed
there.
5 too. There were some big ones that weren't listed on there. So
So is it okay? Does it have to be a duel or can it be 3 people?
It
I
can be
think
more.
3. I think
Yep.
it doesn't have
So
to be a
if we-
duel. It's a
Doesn't have to be a duel at
lightsaber
all.
fight where
Lightsaber fight.
sabers clash sabers.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I've got some
We've
good
got a
ones.
bunch.
in
Do we
here.
want to start with prequels?
Yeah, that
Sure.
sounds good.
Let's do
Prequels.
some prequels.
Sounds
Go-
good.
All right.
Mhm.
So I guess just going. Do we want to do episode 1?
Sure.
Well, I can tell you one that's a forgotten episode one.
Tatooine.
This would be the Tatooine
Maul
Maul versus
versus-
Qui-Gon round 1.
Yeah.
Anakin, drop!
Yeah.
And Maul's got to be just extremely hot because he's got the hood
And he
on.
flips
Hood
off
on.
the speeder.
Black is really hot in the sun.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
That's as my wife likes to call him, scary red guy.
Scary,
Scary
red
red
guy.
guy. Scary red guy.
Just call him
Scary red guy.
Verse.
Devil
Versus
saber
the guy from Taken.
I was
just
going to
kidding.
say
Particular
that
set
fight
of skills.
versus. I was going to say that
Oh.
fight versus what?
Oh, so who's he fighting?
This
I was like,
guy
Liam
he
Neeson.
said,
guy from Taken.
versus the guy from Taken.
guy
Guy
from
from Taken.
Taken
I
has
don't
other
know. Liam
skills.
Neeson.
That battle, that
Let's
lightsaber
do
fight.
that versus. Yeah, I was like, let's start off with that.
Perfect.
Let's go. We'll go Qui-Gon and Maul. Qui-Gon, Darth Maul
yeah.
versus. So, and this can be against any other prequel one
Yeah, any prequel.
yeah.
because some of the movies have more than
Yeah.
others. We'll say that versus Obi-Wan and Grievous.
Oh.
Oh, I love that.
I'm trying to think of ones that I feel like are a little bit more.
That's
Like
great.
Oh,
I'm not
that's
gonna, I'm
great.
not gonna go Maul and. I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
Maul and Qui-Gon round 1 versus Anakin and Obi-Wan
Yeah,
and
right,
Mustafar.
right.
Yeah,
It's-
Yeah, we can't do that.
I want us to think and
I
get some-
got you.
Get,
I got
get a
mine.
little bit more fair matchups here.
All right.
Do we want to go through, just throw out a couple of these, and then come back and talk about
Yeah.
some moments?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Sure.
So this is
This is
Obi-Wan Grievous versus
versus
Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon
and
Maul,
Maul.
Qui-Gon
round
one.
1.
So let's go based off Qui-Gon and Maul.
Qui-Gon and Maul round 1, which essentially ends with Qui-Gon like run,
Yeah.
get out
Right.
of here.
Yeah.
So Qui-Gon and Maul is on the table.
Yep. 3, 2, 1. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Unanimous.
Seeing those extra arms pop out for Grievous.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and
And
the
he's
pull
so
of the
spinning the
saber
saber.
down.
So
Yes.
uncivilized.
Oh.
Hello there.
Kenobi.
So uncivilized.
So uncivilized. All right.
Yeah. That's a
Next
good
one. Let's rattle some off.
All right. So that's moving on.
Let's
Move on.
moving on.
All right. Let's do a little bit of okay. Let's do Obi-Wan and Grievous against.
Oh.
We'll do Obi-Wan and Grievous.
This is all
versus-
prequels?
This is all prequels to start. There's a lot. I'm trying.
Oh, I got one.
I'm trying to pace and not go
I got
too
one.
heavy.
Yeah,
on
you
heavy
don't-
hitter.
Obi-Wan Grievous versus Dooku and Obi-Wan and Anakin, but the second time with
That's what I was
Palpatine
gonna say.
watching. Second time with Palpatine watching.
where
Dooku
Dooku
versus-
gets,
where
loses
Dooku-
both hands and head.
Man.
Yes.
I like these.
Grievous
I feel like
lost
these
his
are, I
heart.
feel like
These are
we're,
good.
we're doing a good
Grievous
job.
lost his heart. Dooku lost his hands and head.
Lost his head.
All right.
Do it.
Good.
Do it.
Kill him.
I'm ready.
Kill him. Kill him now.
Kill him now.
Yeah.
You did well, Anakin.
It's not the Jedi way.
It's not the Jedi
He
way.
shouldn't. He's already done.
He's too dangerous to be left alone.
Ooh, wait. I think I maybe just changed. I got mine, though.
What's on the table?
This is
Obi-Wan
Grievous.
Grievous.
Obi-Wan Grievous versus round 2. So not
Yeah.
the Geonosis battle.
I have a very specific reason for my vote.
All right. I got mine. Ready? This guy.
This is what I'm thinking. This is how I think of myself. Making a vote. The Force meme.
It's that significant.
that
This
significant.
guy. All right,
my
you can
vote.
count down then.
Wait, what's on the table?
Grievous.
No, I meant which one are we voting for?
Grievous and Obi-Wan's on
Grievous,
the
Obi-Wan
table.
On the table.
Count down.
3, 2, 1, go.
Whoa, Mike.
My
he
thoughts
seems to be the odd one out
Yeah.
today.
is just that I well, one, there's another Obi-Wan Anakin Grievous. And sorry, not
Right.
Obi-Wan Anakin Grievous. Obi-Wan Anakin Dooku.
Right.
And there's a little bit more to me, even though I think the second one's good because that's when they defeat Dooku. I like the first battle a little bit better. I
Yeah.
like seeing that Dooku is too powerful
Very hard to beat,
for
right.
cocky,
Yeah.
Right.
for cocky Anakin just
Yeah.
immediately.
I'll take
And that
take him
Yoda
now.
has to then show up, but that's a
Right.
separate little.
Hold on.
That's
Yeah,
a whole
yeah.
separate
That's
thing.
another
But
one.
Yeah.
but the significance of seeing the power of Dooku, of
Yeah.
how of him just he runs at him and just also the Force lightning like this.
I
I've never
know.
seen that before.
Boom. Boom.
We've seen
yeah.
the classic. He just
Right.
like just pushes him off to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but also just I just think that the significance, especially as a kid, I remember watching. I would have been maybe 11 years old by the time Attack of the Clones came out, and just the extra sabers was so cool. And then like we
That's
read
true.
we read the
Extra
there
sabers
was
are
a
sweet.
book about
Yeah.
Grievous that we have too that was all about just like he kills Jedi and he collects all the sabers on the
Yeah.
belt, and it was just the first time I've actually get to see him in action.
Collection.
Right.
So that was my thought process.
Anakin Skywalker.
All
All
right.
right, so we had Anakin, Obi-Wan.
What was
versus
your one
Dooku
reason?
2.
The victory was because of a saber. That's why.
I was
'Cause
similar.
The victory in Anakin, Obi-Wan was a blaster.
I had two things.
It was uncivilized.
It made for a great kind of
Yeah.
civilized.
I had two things
But-
for voting that. One was similar to that was that was a big glimpse of seeing Anakin's like little push towards
Right.
temptation,
For
towards the
sure.
dark side.
Yeah,
So
significant.
that was a big, significant moment for him. And then also just because Palpatine was there whispering in his ear to do
Yeah.
that was another factor that for me
Mhm.
kind of
No, that's a great one.
pushed me over on that side.
All right, so that's advancing.
That's it.
All right, we got some more heavy hitters now.
All right,
bit
throw
bigger.
some out there.
So let's go. Oh gosh, there's some good ones. Okay, let's go. Yoda versus Dooku against the one that just won. So we had
Ooh.
Anakin,
which
Obi-Wan.
Yoda? Oh, okay, no, never mind.
So yeah, Yoda versus Dooku on
Dooku.
Geonosis.
Yeah.
After Obi-Wan and Anakin are defeated,
Yes.
cast aside,
Oh, I got mine.
Versus
versus
I got mine.
versus Obi-Wan Anakin versus Dooku round 2.
I got mine. I'm good.
what's
so
on the
so
table?
we got Obi-Wan Anakin Dooku round
Yep.
2 on the table.
Do we need to clarify? Are we going too fast?
Are we?
Somebody one time said, some of the stuff you say, I don't follow you. I just happen to think we're throwing out a Dooku over, Dooku over, whatever.
That's
Dooku.
true. That's true.
I mean, we're trusting everybody knows what we're talking
Well,
about.
to be clear,
That's
though,
true.
Clarify the two.
Yeah, I hear
just
what you're
real
saying.
quick.
I like it.
I
Before
understand
we
what you're
vote.
saying. I do wonder how someone could possibly get confused when I say We're going Obi-Wan, Anakin, Dooku round 2. We're not talking about Yoda, Dooku, Geonosis versus obviously Anakin robe down 2. He's got the black robe on and it's hot on Tatooine. Are we going yes or no? What's on the table?
And then we got Dooku Yoda.
And I'm over here the whole time. I'm ready, guys. I'm ready.
I got it.
I'm ready. Let's go.
And
But
so-
he just keeps saying poo poo and doo doo. I don't know what he's saying.
all right, so that's a great
That's a good point.
It's a great studio note. I
It's
needed
good
that
studio.
from
So
the higher ups to say.
they're on the ship.
We are talking
They have
about
flown in to rescue Palpatine,
Yeah.
yes.
and in that rescue, he's tied to the chair with the binders.
Obi-Wan is knocked unconscious.
Obi-Wan's
So
unconscious
he does not
and ends
hear
up
what's happening.
Yeah, Anakin ends up fighting Dooku. Cross sabers, cuts his head off.
Yes.
That's that one.
And he cuts his hands off first. And
Cuts his hands off,
Cuts
right.
his hands off, catches the
Exactly
saber,
right.
and then
he's got it right here, and
Just
and
it's not the
Palpatine's
Jedi way.
Yeah.
And then
kill him.
kill him.
The other one is on Geonosis after Dooku has disabled. He knocked out Obi-Wan pretty quick, or knocked out Anakin pretty quick,
Anakin.
and then disabled Obi-Wan. Right?
Sliced
Yes.
his leg.
Sliced his leg, and then in comes Yoda
In comes Yoda with the cane.
with the cane howling, and they have a
Who we've
a
never
battle.
seen fight with
We've Never seen
lightsaber.
fight with lightsaber.
And yeah,
And,
Dooku gets away. That's the yeah.
Yeah, we're like we're already with that, Uncle. We're 10 minutes behind.
Unfollow.
We get it.
Unfollow.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
All right, so
So
the Obi then I have to say it. So the Obi-Wan, just because we always have the
Clarify.
winner as the one, right?
yeah.
So the
Obi-Wan,
Anakin
Anakin
versus
Dooku
Dooku
is
while
on the-
Palpatine watches
Yeah.
Is on the table.
is on the table.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Unanimous. Yoda versus Dooku.
I
wins.
still remember being in the theater and that having the biggest applause by far of the whole
Oh
movie.
my gosh.
Of that moment
Absolutely.
of just this happens, our heroes are seemingly defeated, and then all of a sudden hear and you just hear the cane and everyone goes because we're like, oh, this is no way.
Yoda?
At the very least he's
we
gonna
get to
face
see
off.
Yoda.
And then when he pulls
We
aside,
didn't imagine. I didn't imagine that.
No.
What's going to
No.
happen here when he pulls it
he
aside?
pulls
like,
aside and then doesn't even
"Whoa."
grab it. It comes
Forces,
to his
you're like,
hand.
oh
You're
my
like,
gosh.
holy cow! And then just starts flipping. Everyone's, whoa!
And he is a.
And
Yes.
It's
another
so
moment,
good.
one of my favorite moments of that whole scene is we see Dooku use lightning the first time to throw Anakin and Obi-Wan or whatever. Yeah, Anakin. And then
Yoda just.
Yoda just catches it
Just
and then
absorbs
sends it back.
Yes.
It's
And
Yoda
Dooku has
sends
to
it
run.
back.
He
Dooku
shows
has
you
to
the
run.
power. Dooku has to flee.
Dooku has to flee.
And Dooku
He has to try to put the stuff on them, and
Of course,
Yoda has to say,
Yoda prefers. just-
skills with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
It is obvious this content does not be decided by knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
is also
And
And
just
it's
catching
also
the-
Master Apprentice. He refers to him again.
That's true.
He
Which
does.
is kind of cool.
yeah.
Master and
Keeping that
apprentice.
theme going.
That's right.
You ever wonder why? It's funny because Obi-Wan is both just pure Jedi, and also he always has a little bit of arrogance, a little bit of cockiness
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah.
Was Chancellor Sith Lords are a speciality? Are they really? Because
Because they don't. appear to
they
be.
killed Qui-Gon. You guys got destroyed by Dooku.
Right.
Yoda had, and this is the next time you face any Sith Lords that
That's
we've
right.
seen. You know,
Yeah.
at least in live action, they fill in some stuff with Clone Wars of maybe
Exactly.
Sith
um,
Lords just
our
two movies.
speciality. Well, like, if that's your speciality,
In the
speciality.
prequels,
I'd
you were
hate to
wondering
see
if
what's
the-
not in
what's
your
your-
wheelhouse.
what's your
You're just getting
trouble parts
destroyed.
are.
Episode 1, you were wondering if the Sith were even back. It was still a
Right.
myth that they were still around.
Yeah. I love it though. You know, all
Yeah, no,
athletes
it's
if
great.
they don't have swagger.
You have
Oh
to-
yeah.
if you don't believe you can do it, you
Yeah.
might as well not be
So
out
the
there.
hubris of the Jedi, you gotta have a little hubris.
You have
Got
to.
to.
What are you gonna be if you don't?
If
just,
you don't think you're a match for
You're
the
a
Sith,
fool.
good luck.
what are you doing in there?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I
I
like
love
it.
it. I just
Like
always
it.
think that's a funny little. He's
It
so
is.
confident.
Oh, speciality.
I would love to see like
Really?
our speciality, and then cut
Are
to
you
just
sure?
cut to Qui-Gon. Oh, cut to Anakin's arm cut off. Cut to Obi-Wan knocked out.
cut to everybody. Cut to right. Everybody's cut.
Obi-Wan knocked out every time.
Right.
Knocked
Versus
out
Dooku.
against Dooku. Dooku knocks him out again.
Knocks him out again.
There's our speciality. You've
It would
never
be
been one.
hilarious
Never been
to have that
But-
speciality and then cut back and the bubble appears above his head, like, and then all these flashbacks come on.
No success.
And it just ends with, "You are my brother, Anakin."
even that, he couldn't
Falling.
finish the job.
No.
No.
That's great. That's great. Oh man. So what?
You
So
may have
Yoda.
just dropped Yavin on the table, but that's okay.
It's well.
No, there's some other battles.
There's
that
some
are gonna take
biggies.
place.
There's some. Okay, so we've
sure.
got the heavy hitters.
We're
Let's
still
go.
working through the prequel.
We've
Prequels.
still got a bunch of big
Yep,
prequel ones
yep,
coming.
yep.
So we've got. Okay, let's go.
Duel of Fates.
Yoda versus Dooku. Oh, let's do Yoda versus Dooku
I know what you're gonna
versus
say, yeah.
Palpatine versus Council plus Mace Windu.
Ooh.
Because this is Palpatine's first lightsaber.
True.
battle.
Yeah.
First time we ever see him.
The screech. The screech.
His this right here too is. And then
Right.
His face.
Yeah, this spin.
Yeah.
He spins at them, and these council members are like, can't do anything. I'm like, this is the best muscle that
This is your
Mace can
counsel?
bring. Mace is so much better than these
I'll
other guys.
be honest. It's gonna be a hurdle for me to get over that.
That's tough.
Yeah, that one's
Also,
tough.
I'm
I'll
sorry.
be honest. I'll be honest.
I'm
I
sorry,
just looked past
Qui-Gon's
it.
not on the council, but these
This
who are
is who they
absolutely
decide to send.
untrained skill fight. I mean,
Oh, no,
untrained
yeah, they're-
as far as lightsaber.
Yeah,
But
that's
it
rough.
includes Mace Windu,
But Mace, yes,
all that stuff.
yeah.
Mace.
And the reason I include that is Mace. Obviously, we can get into the long time debate of
yeah.
did Palpatine let him do this because Palpatine
Yeah,
knew
Wanted
that
to
this
look-
would lead to.
Yeah.
I told you, Anakin and the Jedi are taking over.
that's right.
Because
had
he
to.
also, we've discussed this in depth in
I'm
episodes
too weak.
before,
I'm
but
too
the way he is, I'm too weak, and then all of a sudden, power, like, okay, he's acting. He's acting.
Right.
And of course, the lightning was affecting him, but
Yeah.
the lightning had still affected him.
left
he's right back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henceforth shall be known as Darth Vader.
Only mouse of evil, Darth.
We always add, which is your first
What is
name?
your first name?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, so we've got
All right.
Yoda versus Dooku, and we've got Mace and Council.
Yeah.
What's on the table?
Yoda and Dooku's on the
Yoda and
table.
Dooku.
3, 2, 1. Unanimous.
Yoda Dooku.
Unanimous.
Hard to beat that flipping
Yoda
green
Dooku.
guy, man.
Now is when we
It
really
is.
get to the ones I've been avoiding. So
Let's do
far,
it. Let's
which
get
is
to the big
biggest.
ones.
All right, let's go. Yoda Dooku.
The big ones.
So Yoda Dooku versus Yoda Palpatine.
Palpatine. Okay.
All right.
So to clarify, Yoda Dooku we talked about. Yoda Palpatine is in the
That's in the Senate.
where
In the
they're
Senate.
throwing
They're
the
hurling the Senate
the
chamber
the
seats
chamber-
at
Coruscant.
starts in the main building and then moves across.
Yeah.
Yoda's holding on by a thumbnail and a
Yeah.
fingernail. And
Yeah.
I've waited a long time for this, my little green friend.
And that's when the Emperor goes like this, and Yoda's like, "Why is he putting his hands?" Oh, yeah. Okay.
Totally, the big wind up and yours.
I don't understand. Why are you putting your hands like that?
I do always love how he walks in and just goes, and the guards fly back.
I do
Yeah.
love
The wall.
that.
Just
yeah.
how
It's
effortless
awesome.
it is for Yoda.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's that's great.
All right.
Okay. And you've got Palpatine
Oh.
spinning the things and hurling
I
them
got
at him.
I got mine for one reason.
We've got Yoda losing his lightsaber,
True.
which we then find out somehow ends up with Luke Skywalker
Luke Skywalker,
That's right.
right?
in Book of Boba.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Yoda versus Dooku is
Yoda versus
on the
Palpatine.
table versus Yoda versus Palpatine, and we're voting.
Yoda versus Dooku is on the table. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yoda
I mean,
Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Palpatine
unleashing his
fighting.
The
powers.
moment
Awesome.
When they start moving up and they're in the chambers of the Senate and you see
yeah, the
Yoda flipping
soundtrack.
over.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
It
flipping
is
over
good.
that with the
So great.
soundtrack. Too good.
Awesome.
Too good.
And you've got the essentially the light and dark side equivalency. If you've got Yoda
Yoda,
The
yeah.
and
The big
and
dog.
the Emperor, it's
Yeah.
the big dog. It's a stalemate. He couldn't be Yoda's like I failed because I couldn't defeat him. He didn't
Yeah.
defeat me, but I couldn't
Yeah.
just
Well, if you
clearly do
think,
it.
and I love if you jump all the way forward to when Luke's being trained by Yoda on Dagobah. Is the dark side stronger? No.
No,
Answers immediately.
it's
No.
quicker.
Yeah.
But he had to have this in the back of his mind. In that moment, he wasn't able to defeat him. But
Right.
it's not because the dark side is stronger. There's
Yeah.
other factors.
Mhm.
True. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's-
that's
Yeah.
big.
That's a big one. All right, so that took it there. Now, we've got. Do we have 3 big ones left? I think we do. As long as I'm making sure I didn't. Yep. Okay, so we've
Throw it
got
out.
Yoda versus Palpatine versus Anakin versus Obi-Wan on Mustafar.
Wow.
We'll save Duel of the
You were
Fates
the
for the last
chosen
one.
one.
All right.
Right. We'll need to clarify. These are pretty clear. Right.
Yes. So
Everybody
Anakin,
knows
Obi-Wan,
the big
Mustafar.
This is you were
Fire
the chosen
planet,
one.
Lava planet. Everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Mustafar.
have the high ground.
Exactly. This is
This is
Yoda and Palpatine.
Yoda and
is on the
Palpatine.
table.
Yoda and Palpatine's on the table. 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Oh.
The
Anakin,
weight
Obi-Wan.
of
I mean, look at you.
yeah,
it's
Obi-Wan,
just-
and the emotion, the weight. Yeah.
Also, just the. I know that they did a lot of stuff too, but with the stunts and all the things in that too is just
How
the,
long that
how
lasts.
quick the fighting is and everything like that. Anakin going behind his back, the
Yeah.
cockiness of
Yeah.
the Sith versus also just a reminder of just how skilled Obi-Wan is, especially at that point in time.
Right.
Of
Yeah.
this is Anakin with more power and more and feeling
Anger
better about
and-
himself than
yeah.
ever. Just
Full on, man.
and
He's got Sith eyes at this point.
He does.
and he couldn't defeat Obi-Wan, and then he also didn't have the arrogance. Was that, hey, I know this is a risky move, I can do it.
Yeah.
Don't try it.
He just said,
He said, don't try it, I will cut off all of your limbs.
I'm gonna leave you for dead, burning in the
Say
sand.
Also,
this
just-
very clearly.
also
The
just the
burning
start of
sands
it too is he's just like, all right, I'll do what I must. Like
You
there's
will
not like
try.
it's not even a thought of like I might die here.
Right.
Anakin might kill me. It's all right. If this is what you think, this is how you feel. I gotta do what I gotta do.
He says,
Let's go.
I have failed you, Anakin. If you try this, you will be more machine now than man. I wish you would use that. Just twisted and evil, Anakin. Just use all of the exact quotes.
Oh, man.
gosh.
Think about all those quotes and Obi-Wan put him there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not really nice.
Twisted
He's
and
more
evil.
machine now than man because of me.
Because of me. Because I couldn't finish the job.
Is yeah. What if
See that
he's
scar
telling
on
that
his
he's telling
forehead?
that
You see
to
that
Luke.
scar on
He's
his
telling
head?
that to Luke.
Right.
More machine now than man, twisted and evil. You see, I trained him. And just leaves it loose. Well, you trained him.
You
Just,
trained
what are you talking about, Ben?
I also slaughtered them.
It's- half of what I'm telling you is true, and half is vaguely true.
Vaguely true.
Vaguely true.
That's,
From a certain point of view. That's great. All right.
Yeah.
So we've got Obi-Wan Anakin versus, this is the Hall of Fame matchup.
This is
Obi-Wan and
Almost.
Anakin on Mustafar versus Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon
and
against
Maul.
Darth Maul,
Duel of the Fates.
There it is.
Naboo, Duel of the Fates.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Battle of Heroes versus Duel of the Fates. Those are the songs. There's
That's right.
By the way, slight tangent. Are we going to end the podcast today with our Star Wars guys version of Duel of Fates?
oh
Yeah,
we are.
Okay.
for sure.
Just
Well,
checking.
I don't think we
So
spent
stick
all those
around.
hours of rehearsal for nothing.
No.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
didn't know if we are going to pull it out.
We'll pull it
Yeah,
out.
we'll do it today.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We're ready, you think?
But this is
All right.
to just to make sure, because I don't want it to be embarrassing at the moment. This is the one too. Is this the Book of Boba Fett rendition where we go Duel the Fates, Duel the Fates, Duel the Fates, Duel the the Fates, or is this?
But it's the Star Wars guys version. It's the Star Wars.
Okay, we'll do the classic rendition of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. All right. So we've got.
We worked for
Off
hours
the
and he asked that
rails.
question. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to come out.
We don't know what'll happen.
That is weird that I'm
We'll
asking
see.
that after all the rehearsal we've done.
That's true. That's true.
Apparently, we've been rehearsing both.
Duel of the Fates versus Mustafar. Voting on
Versus, yep.
Mustafar.
So we have Obi-Wan and Anakin on Mustafar is what
Obi-Wan
we're
Anakin.
voting on, and
Shaking
versus
it out.
Duel of the Fates.
Here we go.
I need a second. Hang on. Okay, I'm pushing aside the epic nature,
Yeah.
focusing on the elements of the battle. Just
All right.
talking out loud.
All right.
Mustafar is on the table.
Mustafar is on the
Countdown?
table.
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Whoa.
Close his eyes.
I had to. I had to close my
The
eyes,
force
so
flowing
there's
through you.
visual evidence. I did not.
I think there's a lot of
Nate, explain yourself.
I will explain. There's a lot of great moments in Duel of Fates, but the amount of saber,
Explain this madness.
the amount of
Explain
saber
this madness between the two
amount-
greatest lightsaber fights.
Even though Duel of Fates leads to, it's a big turning point for Anakin's character. A lot of that stuff that we actually see come from that is what happens later on, and so I tried not to include that in this.
Yep.
And then, but in the fight with Obi-Wan on Mustafar, we actually see all of that come to fruition in that
Mhm.
fight.
Mhm.
So
Argument.
the lightsaber fight being longer, the actual emotion between Obi-Wan
Brother
and
on
Anakin,
brother.
yeah, that to me
I don't
carried
know why
more
I'm
weight.
defending his point.
Carried more weight for
Give him
me,
another.
and that's why I liked it. That's why I voted.
That's great.
Voted the way I did.
Uncle, reasons for Duel of the Fates.
The we see Maul battling the two just at the time. That's a 1-on-2. It's like
Yeah.
really cool. The up and
Shows
down,
off the
the
Sith.
acrobatics of it.
It's the first Sith we've
It's the
ever
best-
seen as
it's
far
the most
as
acrobatic at that point.
in that
Yeah.
time
Most
period.
acrobatic
What's funny
fight
is
we've
I
ever
think
seen.
one
The
of my
double
favorite.
saber. We've
Double
never seen
saber.
the
The
double
double
side,
saber.
even because he doesn't use it against against
Doesn't.
Qui-Gon
We
in the
see
first
it come
one.
out.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
And arguably, I mean, Obi-Wan is at maybe. I mean, it's a battle. I feel like he's almost more fierce and aggressive
Obi-Wan,
against Maul. It feels
Yeah.
harsher.
he
I
gets
don't
you
know.
see the emotion after
Yeah,
what happened
And
after
to
he's
Qui-Gon.
younger. He's more
Yeah.
passionate.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's not as
Yeah.
nuanced.
One of
Yeah.
my favorite moments in that
he
whole
destroyed the
thing
high
is
ground thing.
Qui-Gon. The shields come. Qui-Gon
Yeah.
starts meditating, and Maul's pacing back and forth.
Right.
That's one of my favorite moments of the whole thing because it shows the difference between Qui-Gon as a Jedi is
That's
trying
exactly
to
right.
calm, collect himself. He's
Get to see the
meditating.
Qui-Gon.
Whereas Maul, who's the Sith, the bad guy, is just
Right.
pacing back and forth because he's just eager to try and just kill him.
The plot holes are pretty large in there.
I mean, the lack of Force Run that they
Yeah, we used
introduced
it
at
once,
the
and then
beginning
we
of
could have
the,
sped
then
right through there. But you
especially
know,
when he's trying to, they
Right.
introduced in
But-
the same movie. Oh, that we can go. Oh, let's get out of here. Boom, and they're
and
gone.
Then the same,
And then now it's all of them are opening, and he's
I missed
he's
it
running but-
barely.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
tough one. It's a tough one.
But the whole, I mean, the acrobatic nature of it is
And we don't. I mean, we haven't
choreography
even.
is beautiful. It's like a
We haven't
Lee,
mentioned a ton
so-
of like the music in each of these too. Is that
Mhm.
Duel of the Fates? As far as John Williams, it's also Battle of it's Battle of Here is great too.
right,
But
right.
the music in
Similar.
both of them is just so good.
It's another character.
It really is. Adds such an element to it.
Duel of the Duel of the Fates, Duel of the Fates.
We're only teasing that because that's not the version they're getting later.
That is not.
All right,
It's not the
are we
studio
moving to a
version.
different?
All right, so
Different.
we Duel of the Fates took it.
Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates took
I
it for
was
the
outnumbered.
prequels. Let's where do we want to move? We want to move original trilogy, we want to move sequel trilogy, or do we want to move show?
Should we?
I don't know if we have time.
Should we? Should we go? Now we've established prequels. Should we grab best of Rebels? Pull it out. Do we have one? that's
Oh
anyone's
yeah,
favorite?
let's do that. I have
Or
mine.
do we have 2 or 3?
I've
We
got
can-
mine.
How about this? I'll list just a couple of rebels.
And we can
And we
quickly
can just
go.
quickly go. Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll put this up
match
against
them against.
just put them
Duel of
all up
Fates.
against each other.
so some
And we'll
rebels.
just talk about which one we like the most.
We could.
Some rebels ones we got here.
I like
You
that.
might have some too.
No
I'm sure you
votes.
do.
Let's just weed
We
it
have
out.
Kanan and Ezra versus the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
That was a cool one. We have Blind Kanan versus Maul.
Oh,
Yeah, that one's
man.
great.
At the same time,
Yeah, say it.
Vader and Ahsoka is
Ahsoka.
going
Yeah.
on.
Oh my
At the
goodness.
it's one of the greatest episodes of television I've
It's
ever seen.
fantastic.
I don't
Yeah.
care if it's
With
animated
the
Yeah,
or
broken
not.
great.
mask and the half Anakin's.
And
Yeah, I was
how
gonna
much
say that's
all
my
three of
favorite.
us
That's
love
my favorite
Kanan
moment.
too.
Oh, man.
Kanan like leveling up as far as he now has
Yeah.
lost his vision. He puts on the mask though, and he's got
Yeah.
and he just feels the Force and
Unbelievable.
immediately. I don't know if you call it defeats Maul, but he pushes
Moves
him off a
past
cliff.
him.
He pushes
Yeah.
him off of the
Yeah.
side, and you're like,
You get the
Maul might be
helicopter
dead.
sabers flying away from the other
Amazing.
Inquisitors.
Gotta love the
Oh,
helicopter
man.
sabers.
There's
And,
not a clear.
Vader Ahsoka is just
Vader
that's
Ahsoka
in
is
like
one of my
Hall of
favorite.
Fame moments.
Is there any?
of-
Is there any in Rebels that's going to beat Vader Ahsoka?
Not for me.
We've got Maul and old Ben.
Ahsoka.
We've got Maul and Old
Oh,
Man.
that's
so
such
beautiful.
a beautiful one as far as the
Those two are
again.
so.
It goes
Okay,
without
let me just
saying
throw
if
this
you
out.
haven't heard any, if you made it this far and you haven't seen any of Rebels yet, and you will want to see Rebels without spoilers, tune out for like the next 5 minutes.
Let me just
But come back because we really
Yeah.
are
Let
begging.
let me just
for
throw
your
this
follow.
out, okay?
Ezra.
I'm waiting. I don't want to. The plot twist and the way it's played out is beautiful. It is not, I argue,
For which one?
Maul,
And
Obi-Wan. It is not by any stretch of the imagination the best battle,
No.
but it is poetic and it's
It's
perfect.
the choreography, I
Perfect.
would say, is
I'd say it's
is
perfect
very
for the moment. It's-
extremely intentional.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I love it.
And
I'm with
because of
Uncle,
that,
though.
it makes
Uncle's
it
nailing
good.
it.
Maybe my favorite,
Yeah.
not cinematically the best
Yeah.
Yeah.
battle.
But broken
That's
down.
why I had it on
but
there.
it's,
Is that
it's exactly
Yeah.
right.
it
yeah.
could be? It's
could be my
Yeah.
favorite of all.
It could be my favorite of all of it because I
Yeah.
just think that it's what it symbolizes as far as someone who is
Obi-Wan's
not
young
grown.
stance,
someone
old
who's not
Ben
grown.
stance.
Yeah,
Let me
someone who's
clarify
not
it for
grown
you.
and has not changed and is exactly
Yeah.
who they were then and has seen nothing but vengeance versus someone who's just completely on a different level now.
Yeah.
Is not he's
That's right.
experienced the heartache from what he did to Satine and
Right.
all of this
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
He has so much reason to hate Maul.
That's right.
And Maul has reason to
And
hate
he
him.
reels
What
it
he did
in.
to Qui-Gon
He
and
reels it
everything.
in.
And it's just like he is a pure Jedi in that moment of I will do what I must. I am not here to try to do it, but you are coming, and as soon as you mention that I am here to protect someone, you've forced my hand. Now
Yep.
if this is what's come to,
I'm going to
And-
make it quick, and I'm going to make it.
and the
Yeah.
poetry if he holds him the same way he holds Qui-Gon after Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
That's right.
He holds him down on the ground, and then
And
they share the
Satine.
little moment.
And
of,
Satine.
and Satine.
It-
Share the little
it
moments
moved
of.
Obi-Wan to another.
It's just
Yeah.
But
so good.
in my mind, I would say,
But it's also like that
for
quick.
example, would you say, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, would you say that the greatest gunfight in movie history is when Indiana Jones takes out his gun and shoots the guy with
Yeah.
the blade?
Yeah.
Not the greatest gunfight,
But was
Right.
it perfect?
But is
perhaps the greatest moment,
Yes.
Right.
Totally.
but the fight's too short.
It's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
I agree.
I mean,
I agree. Plus,
but
just,
I think it's my favorite.
and then the
Yeah.
Ahsoka Vader with the
Right.
Vader mask, and you
Oh,
hear the
man.
dubbed
Oh.
over
The Matt Lanter
Uh,
voice of
yeah.
from the Clone,
Voice
the Clone Wars
with-
voice.
with
Heartbreak at
James
the
Earl
moment,
Jones.
Like, wait, what is going on?
It is
Ahsoka, and then
Yeah.
Ahsoka is just for a second is like,
Master.
"Are you
is
still in
love.
there? Like
Yeah.
Anakin, are you still in there?"
Man,
Then you
Yeah.
will die.
You will die.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just,
so good,
ah.
so good.
going toe to toe with him too.
Yeah,
And also, if you haven't
Very
listened
few
to the
can do that.
podcast long, we're big Ahsoka fans.
Yeah.
And that's a
Yeah.
huge Ahsoka
she did.
moment.
Went toe to toe.
Very few can do that.
Wow. Wow.
So, do we want to just acknowledge the beauty and the poetry of?
Yeah.
that okay?
Yeah,
Yeah. Acknowledge
but
that,
we'll
but
move-
obviously as an epic fight, like you said, there's a difference there.
It
There's
wasn't
different-
meant to be a
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
meant to
Big
be.
battle.
It's not meant to compete against Duel of the Fates. It's actually intentionally the exact opposite
right.
because it's just they're in a completely different headspace
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. So
Right.
of the Rebels one, did you want to so it would be the Vader Ahsoka? Was that what?
Vader Ahsoka.
Vader
Move
Ahsoka
on.
versus. Are we going versus Duel of Fates? Are we voting on that to move forward? Are we gonna? Is that
Or
how we're
just
doing it?
Keep them separate or what?
Keep
Or
it
did
se- okay.
keep it-
Greatest of the show. I
So
like it.
so
Greatest
that
of the
and we
show?
can do that versus some Great of the Clone Wars ones.
Yeah.
So we can go through this a little quicker. Some
Yeah.
Clone
We
Wars
just go.
ones.
Let's just go
Rattle
through
off
some
some
of
Clone
the
Wars
biggest
possibilities?
Clone Wars
Yeah.
ones.
We have Obi-Wan and Ventress versus Maul and Savage Opress.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Oh
That's
my goodness.
I had to
That's
even
where he
look
goes.
up some of these.
Maul, it is you.
Yes.
Where he
it's-
finally
oh.
sees him after all this time.
Then you have this was crazy when I first watched this. Darth Sidious
Yes.
versus
Yes,
Savage Opress and Maul.
and Maul
And he kills
on
Savage.
Mandalore.
Yes.
And he kills Savage.
On Mandalore.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
You
man,
see
I remember
Palpatine
that.
is just swooping and like he looks like a phantom. It's
And
like they're
two
fighting a
two
ghost.
lightsabers.
The animation made
Two-
that work.
two-
with
yeah.
two lightsabers.
Two lightsabers,
Yeah.
kills Savage. It's Maul's brother essentially.
Yeah.
And it's
Savage felt like
Just
an
so-
unbeatable
Just more
foe.
reason, and then
Yeah.
finally tells Maul that you're just a pawn. Basically, I don't need you.
Completely sets Maul off on the journey. he
Yeah.
ends
That's
up
where we
going
at.
on.
Yeah.
So that's a big one. Another kind of forgotten one, maybe Maul versus Pre Vizsla. Maul has his red
These are
saber,
all
and
Maul, I love
Pre Vizsla has the dark
Yeah.
saber
Yes.
and jetpack.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they're in the
man.
hall of Mandalore by that throne. And
For
Maul
the
comes in,
throne.
he's like, I come and I challenge you, and he's like,
Yeah, for the
he
throne.
accepts it.
Yep.
And they do a trial by combat essentially,
That's it.
and he's dark saber and jetpack and against Maul
And going off Maul, we got Maul and Ahsoka. We
and
talked
we got
about
Maul
it
and
earlier.
Ahsoka. They're
All
all
on Mandalore.
somehow
Maul,
Maul
Ahsoka.
related, and there's again
Yeah.
so many other Clone Wars. There's Obi-Wan
Right.
stuff, Anakin stuff, but as far as
Big
I
ones.
think we got the best. We've gotten the best
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Anakin in Mustafar. Like we got
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
But there's so much good Maul stuff here. And then the final one is just the like you said, the finale of Maul and Ahsoka. The Maul Ahsoka season 7 finale.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
That they did the motion cap. Is
Actual
just
motion
Right.
capture,
The
people
mocap
fighting. Yeah.
brought back Ray Park for it.
Yeah.
It just looks way different the way
It
that
looks.
it's.
The feel just looks
Oh,
so
it was awesome. It was
smooth.
awesome.
Yeah.
And you've got the battle. You've got the battle going on in the background. The broken glass.
broken
and
glass.
It's just. Even the way
Animation
it
looks
ends
amazing.
where they're like looking, he's looking, or she's looking down at him, and there's this whole,
yeah.
just a great
So
great
good.
battle.
I want to go home and watch that.
I want to go
know.
home and watch that episode
It's
so
so
badly.
good.
So those are some tough ones for Clone Wars. Just to repeat, Maul and Ahsoka. That might be tough to beat. Maul versus Pre Vizsla for the Darksaber. Darth Sidious versus Savage
Man, that's-
and Maul. And then you have Obi-Wan and Ventress versus Maul and Savage. The Clone Wars is just so
Man,
good.
it's-
Clone Wars is so good.
And that's part of the beauty of that show is they could stretch out these stories for so
there's so
long.
much they can do. You can't do that in. in
And that
the
was
movie.
all in every single one of those, other than all of those involved Maul.
Every single one involved Maul.
He's a big, yeah.
Yeah.
Ahsoka Maul, yeah.
I think mine was my favorite of those is probably Ahsoka Maul.
I think
Part
so.
of it
Me
has to do with
too.
the animation and the look of it. Also,
Me
just
too.
grew as the season
Yeah.
went further and further.
And we kind of felt the way they set that up beautifully. It was like
Yeah.
it was a
We knew it was
an
coming.
encounter we
It
knew
would
was
come.
coming.
It also
Yeah.
explained why Ahsoka wasn't where she was in the movie. Wasn't in the movies because she's
Right.
away while Order
we needed
66
that to
happens.
explain
Yeah.
this. So important.
So the whole
characters
time
not
I'm watching
there.
this, I'm like, this battle on Mandalore is going on when Order 66 is happening.
When he's in the
and
temple with the
right
or
when
whatever.
this is about to
Yeah,
happen
right.
is because I'm like, this is going on, and Anakin and like
Right.
that's all happening right now. So the whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, all of this is happening at the same time.
And
It's crazy.
Maul's spilling some secrets about how Anakin Skywalker is the key to this
Yeah.
whole
That's
thing.
right.
And
And he
and
put it all
way.
together.
Can't
it's like
be.
no way, can't be.
No, yeah, so
It's
good.
just such a good. I remember at the time I was like, oh, that's like a cool, just kind of canon reveal. Is that Maul, through his connections with Sidious all this time, is like
His character
He was
throughout
ahead of the
all
curve.
of
he knows a little more than we
Figured
kind of
this all
thought.
out.
his
Yeah.
character throughout all of Clone Wars pieced things together. I noticed it just the other day when I was watching some more of it too. Is like he was piecing a lot of things together. You can tell.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so we go Maul Ahsoka versus is it Maul Ahsoka versus Vader Ahsoka? Is that what our?
Are we voting or are we just pushing them through?
Well,
Or
one's
just
Clone
push them
Wars, one's
through?
Rebels.
I know I didn't know if we were
We're gonna
voting the best of the
say-
shows or
Oh.
anything like that,
I can.
or
keep
we
it
can just
separate.
say that's the
Maybe we could
best of
just
Rebels.
say
or
once
that's
we
the
get
best
them
of-
all, we can go. Is there a clear? If
Yeah.
Is there a
not,
clear best? Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I hate to put our battles.
We'll have to
against
keep
our
moving
battles.
on. I
yeah.
guess we've still been going a
I
while.
know.
already. There's so then we can do
The original trilogy will be faster.
original
Yeah,
trilogy will
that's
be
true.
faster. We've got
True.
we also have
1,
if
2, or
this
3,
counts too any of the
4,
like
5, or
Moff
6.
Moff Gideon versus Mando.
That's true.
Where Moff Gideon has now
Oh,
again that's
yeah.
one
I
saber
thought of that
against
too.
Beskar spear.
Right.
I thought those as like miscellaneous saber non-contact.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
No clash.
That's kind of
Did
in the
the-
same of.
Do
No
we
clash
put Luke
saber.
versus the Dark
That's what I was thinking.
Troopers?
Is,
I mean, how can you?
do you have Vader in the hallway of death at the end of Rogue
Yeah.
One?
right.
Like those aren't lightsaber battles per se. It's more of a
Right.
lightsaber
Yeah.
massacre, right? There is no.
What's the
there's
best massacre?
Luke versus Tauntaun.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Luke versus not
Wampa?
Tauntaun. Yeah,
versus
Wampa.
Wampa, yeah.
Versus Wampa.
Han versus Tauntaun.
Oh,
I
we
thought they
got
smelled bad.
Old Ben
On the
versus
outside.
Walrus Man versus Ponda Baba.
Yeah.
He's just
That's right.
okay. So
Let me get you something.
we can go. Do we want to go sequel and then original? Sequels and then originals, or
Sure.
original first?
Sure.
Sequels. We got some good sequel ones. Rey and Finn versus Kylo in the snow.
That
on
was
Force
super cool.
Awakens. Kylo's pounding his
great.
his
Wounds.
wounds to try to kind of show how tough he is, and Finn picks up the saber.
Finn gets the
and,
saber. Also, just the
is
the
heroic and
lighting.
then gets knocked down, and then
Right.
we get
Rey's
the
moment,
Force theme when Rey gets.
That's a great moment.
but also Rey's moment of like feeling the Force.
Yeah,
when
again,
she
when
closes
she's holding
her
them.
eyes,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
you get the color, the red and blue on her
It's
face.
beautiful.
That's great.
It's a great one. I love the look of the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
too.
Me
That
too.
whole the snow.
Just seeing the
Starkiller
unstable
base
Kylo
is
Ren
just-
blade.
It's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Next, or if you have any of these listed too, don't let this. I know I'm kind of been speaking a lot lately as far as rolling these off.
No, that's fine.
No, that's fine. Yeah, roll.
Rey and Kylo versus the
Praetorian
Praetorian Guards.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
throne room
I thought of that.
of Last Jedi.
That's fantastic.
It's a great one.
No lightsaber clash, but yeah.
No, but it is.
But yeah,
That was the moment in the theater that I went, no way, because
It's
you
happening.
think that he's
Like, oh,
that
it's
he's
happening
turned,
right now.
she's
Here we
turned, they're
go.
on, and then it ends with the great.
Neither.
Which was
Mhm.
again, like, I think a
Yeah.
brilliant Ryan Johnson move was, no, they can have the same enemy and be
I
going
love
at it
that.
for
Right.
completely different reasons.
The dark. It's way more nuanced than.
Yeah.
it has to
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
It does
it's-
not
I
mean
love
that
it.
because we have the same enemy that we are on
Yeah.
the same side.
Right.
Not at all.
I love it.
Luke versus Kylo, Last Jedi.
Yeah.
It's again, that could be in maybe the same vein as like the old Ben
Old
Mall
Ben.
as far as like the
Old Ben.
it's
Right.
Vader.
beautiful. I think it's perfect in my opinion. People might have different opinions about it, which is great. But it's obviously it's not a huge spectacle as far as a
Yeah.
battle. Then we got Rey versus Kylo on the Death Star wreckage in Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
that battle with the waves crashing
Dark Rey.
down. Yeah,
Yes.
Dark Rey also. The waves crashing down.
Yeah,
though, and
that's
I
sweet.
love that, even though it's not part of the battle, but it leads to my favorite,
Well,
possibly my favorite moment in the whole thing, which is the return of Han.
true, but even before that, you get
You get
the Force heal and Rey actually stabbing Kylo with the red blade.
Yeah.
With Kylo's
looking
blade, you
that up.
stab
That was-
Kylo, and you're like, oh,
I had to
what?
look that one up. Kef Burr. Is that the one?
The
Is that what they
The,
call it?
yeah,
Kef
yeah.
Burr?
Uh-huh.
I had to look that one up.
yeah,
It's so good.
Yeah.
That's just a
Fantastic.
great
That's
one.
turning point for.
yeah,
Yeah. Return of
Uh,
Ben.
Yeah.
Return of Ben.
Wow.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
And then Rey
I want to
and
take your
Ben
hand.
Solo versus
Ben's hand.
Emperor Eternal. You get the
Emperor Eternal.
Emperor,
yeah.
Sith, Clone,
Yeah.
Eternal. You also have
That
in
was
there
cool.
conflict of Ben versus
Knights of Ren.
Knights of Ren.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Man.
That was cool.
Ben versus Ren. So,
Ben versus Ren.
do we want to vote, or do we have a favorite on that we would elevate as far as rehash? We have the Force Awakens, the Rey Finn
Yeah.
versus Kylo in the snow. We have Rey Kylo Praetorian Guards.
Yep.
We have Luke versus Kylo Last Jedi short. Rey versus Kylo Death Star wreckage with the waves, the water crashing down,
Yeah.
and then we got Rey and Ben Solo versus the Emperor, which essentially they don't really fight the Emperor.
I
using
would
Yeah,
push.
yeah.
I would push. If it were me, I would push Kylo, Rey. Second meeting, because it's straight up saber.
Saber.
on
I
saber.
agree.
Some of the others aren't that.
Yeah.
They're great.
I agree.
You mean
But
the one by the water?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that beats the first one.
Yeah, I do
The super
too.
jumping and the
Yeah.
moment.
They're
the
both. They're
look of
also
it,
both
the
more
water.
powerful
More
now. Both have
powerful.
more training.
It's
And
a
they come to,
standoff.
it's kind
Yeah.
of a standoff, and yeah.
It is. They're both
Nobody
exhausted.
escapes. Nothing
They're both
ends it. They just
exhausted, and
can't.
then finally,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
No,
it's
I agree.
awesome.
Yeah.
That would be my pick.
I agree.
it.
That's my pick.
I love that one. Original
Also,
trilogy?
Rey versus we didn't mention this. Rey versus Kylo the Vision.
yeah, the visions.
That's
I
right.
had that one
That's another
on the
one. They don't
list.
really, yeah.
The
That's cool,
That's
too.
with
another
the
one.
Just because
swinging
that's
and-
also kind of a new thing too. That's part of the dyad that they're touching in. That we
Yeah. You also have Rey versus Dark Rey.
Yeah.
Little vision kind of
Yeah.
right there.
We have a brief moment of Rey versus Luke.
We do.
That's true.
Brief moment.
That's true.
Luke catches himself as
Yeah.
he's about to fall
That
with the
is cool.
Force and everything.
Wow.
But yeah, I think that Rey Kylo. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Original.
Original. We have
It's not that many.
Not many.
Very few. It's funny. You can't see if you're looking on the camera. But this is original. Just a
Those
few.
top
Yeah.
3.
And then
or
we've
top
got
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Prequels, sequels, shows. And I even had to cut out because there's
I know. I
a
had
lot
to.
more stuff with Ezra. There's a lot more
Right.
stuff with Kanan and
Yeah.
Rebels. And there's a lot of stuff we couldn't make the cut just because this would go on even longer than it has.
Right.
Right.
So we got originals. Original trilogy. Old Ben, Obi-Wan versus Vader.
Was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Only a master of evil
I am the
doth.
master.
Which is your first name?
So we've got that. We've got obviously
Luke versus Vader.
Luke versus
I
Vader.
am your father.
Yeah.
I am your father.
Yeah.
And then we have Luke versus Vader / Emperor's lightning. Not
Yeah.
really a lightsaber battle with the Emperor, but Luke versus Vader the
Got one in
second
each
time.
movie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pretty much saber battles, one in each movie, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
I think moment wise, the I am your father is obviously like the biggest, like huge moment.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm sticking to just the lightsaber battle itself, there's so much that happens in the Vader Return of the Jedi
Yeah.
Luke, because you see Luke's trying to stay calm. Vader then mentions Leia and his friends, and then you see Luke turn in rage
Mm-hmm.
right before it's like he's about to almost turn.
Yep.
He's almost turning, and then he remembers, I can't do that. Throws the saber down.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you get Vader's sacrifice. But I don't know. I think that might push it over for light in terms of lightsaber battle. But I think overall moment, the I am your father is.
I like the saber
moment.
battle of Empire. I think is my favorite one. And there's one moment in that which really stands out to me. It's after they fight their way through and they move into that other area and Vader is throwing stuff at him and he's fighting them off.
Yeah.
But then they step out onto that platform.
Yeah.
And Vader, it feels like he loses sight of what his purpose is. If you watch it, you'll see that he is swinging full on. I've never seen Vader more
Oh, you're right.
aggressively attacking
You're right.
because I think he's sensing I don't have this
Yeah.
like I should. And instead of trying to turn him, it's almost like he's trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Up till then, it feels like he's trying to turn him.
Uh-huh.
It's different. It feels different. And it's
Yeah.
at the peak of that moment that he cuts his hand off.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I've always thought, man, he's a different, super aggressive, swinging,
Yeah.
slashing.
It's so tough.
I think I might
Yeah.
put that one ahead. Just I could go either way though.
It's
I
so
think.
tough because there's by far my favorite part of Return of the Jedi is all the throne room stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Even though I love Jabba's palace,
Yeah.
I love seeing Boba Fett's side of stuff. I love Jabba as a character. I think he's a great villain.
Yeah.
I love the Endor stuff. I love all the battle there. But every time it comes back, and I've said this before too, of like, this isn't even particular necessarily to the lightsaber part of it, but every single part of dialogue of
It's
Ian
just a
McDermott as
soundbite
Palpatine
machine.
every single one of them is like, oh, I think that's the most quotable Emperor like thing. Every
then he
single
does another-
line,
right.
like they
Yeah.
cut back to him, and then he says another.
It's awesome.
I'm afraid the deflector shields will be quite operational when your friends arrive. So be it,
So be it.
Jedi.
You pitiful
Yeah.
man.
Pitiful.
Yeah,
You are now
Your faith in
mine.
your friends is
Like
yours.
your father.
Your
It's like
faith in
this-
your friends is yours.
Your overconfidence is
just
your
so
weakness.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard because when I think of the
And
lightsaber
you
battle, I
will
think of all the
die.
Emperor stuff that comes
Right.
along with it, and I do
Yeah.
love the.
Yes.
I love that it's a great. It's the teaching. It's the closest Luke ever turns to the dark side.
It is.
Is Luke is that close to he cuts off Vader's hand and sees his hands mechanical, sees the mechanical hand
Yeah.
of his father down there, and then all of a sudden
One
he looks
step closer.
himself in the black with his mechanical hand, and then and tosses it. And I always say that's one of the moments that I think it's overlooked too when we're talking about talking about The Last Jedi real quick. the moment that gets criticized by some people of saying, "Oh, Luke would never consider killing his cousin." I'm like, well, he considered killing his father the exact same way.
It was so close.
It was all rage, all anger, because it was all out of fear.
Yeah.
That's right.
They put fear. The Emperor and Vader put fear in Luke that, okay, Luke's not afraid to die.
And to be fair,
But
those moments are
afraid
moments
of losing his sister.
Yeah.
He's afraid of losing his friends. And when he specifically by name, doesn't say Leia, but he says your sister and talks about well, perhaps she will. Then it's no. He yells, and it's everything is just it's all rage, all anger, bang, 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 and then he's about to kill him. Cuts off his hand, about to kill him, and then he realizes this is not the way of the Jedi. Even after that, tosses a saber, and allows the Emperor to literally just shock him.
Yeah,
and is like, this is not the way of the Jedi. But it's funny because that's the exact same thing that Luke struggles with later. So it's consistent with his character.
Yeah,
is that the difference is he's seen what Vader has already become and how he's hurt people, and okay, I could just out of anger just kill him and then don't have compassion for him because of what he's done. And then the reverse of it is it's the not to get philosophical, but it's like the kill baby Hitler dilemma of you knew for certain.
Yeah.
Which for Luke, as someone who has the Force and has visions and sees this stuff, it's almost a certainty of what he's seen is coming for his future because Snoke had already turned his heart.
Yeah.
It would be different if they said he had not been. He said specifically in Last Jedi, I checked his. I looked into him, and it was too late. Snoke had already turned his heart.
Yeah.
This was something that was already out of my control, and so for the briefest moment, I thought about doing it, and he says like a
pass,
I don't remember what it was, a shadow or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Quick, and then it was too late because he caught him.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because it is the same. It's even shot almost the same way as Return of the Jedi when Luke does it, and then he's like. And then he stops.
Right.
It's the same brief, and then he stops. So,
and
I think that's my Last Jedi rant for the night.
I was just the last thing on that too.
You're right.
It was people like to say, well, that's out of that. Luke wouldn't do that, but the whole point of those two scenes is that you're right. Those moments are him acting out of character.
Out of fear.
Yeah. It's out of
anger.
It's the fear. It's the temptation. So to answer those, like some of that would be, you're right. Luke, in the normal state of mind, would not do that. We would see that
Luke would not agree to that.
To show that he is out of character in this moment. Yeah.
Do you want me to shut the entire argument down for the whole internet right now?
Do it.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
I'm gonna end the debate over The Last Jedi. That's not my Luke.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Closing it.
Oh gosh. Wow. I got to get ready to sing.
Here's the question. Ask anyone who knew him as a Jedi. Would Anakin Skywalker turn to the dark side?
Right.
Never.
But
he did.
Yeah.
Anybody?
And we only accept it because we already saw him on the dark side.
That's right. Anybody can do anything in a given moment.
Yeah.
Ahsoka didn't believe it. Anakin would never.
I think it's a much larger leap to allow Anakin turn to the dark side than for Luke to think for a second about killing an someone who he believes will bring evil to the world.
Right.
I think it's a much bigger
Who's
leap.
also his father, who's been tempting him to turn to the dark side.
Luke even that little boy, Annie, that we've known since he was 9 years old.
Right.
Who is
the chosen one.
The chosen one whose everything is out of compassion.
Right.
Mom, you always say the biggest problem is universe is no one helps each other.
Yeah.
Right.
They're coming back and there's the sandstorm and he's come on, he gives them shelter. He does all of this stuff.
Yeah.
He helps them. And that kid, you're gonna tell me he's the one who becomes the most the kills more people than anybody of all time? Doesn't make sense. But Luke just thinks about it, and that's you've ruined Star Wars. He would never think about it.
The one who knew Anakin Skywalker best couldn't conceive of him turning to the dark side. Ahsoka.
And Obi-Wan couldn't until he actually saw with his own eyes the hologram.
Even Padme.
That's right.
Even Padme. I can't
not
believe what I'm
Anakin,
hearing.
Not Anakin.
That's
They
exactly
just
right.
show the hologram.
But because
Obi-Wan was right.
Because for us it's backstory, we accept that as fine.
Right. Because we already knew the outcome.
Right?
Yep.
So I don't think Luke contemplating.
Yeah. I actually thought about that the other
killing
day.
Kylo Ren is that odd.
No.
Because in the given what would have been better?
Yeah.
What would have been better? You could argue it was a huge mistake to not kill him.
I know.
Now, it would have been sacrificing potentially Luke going to the dark side,
Yeah.
potentially. But the pathway that Kylo took the
Yeah.
First Order, I mean, millions, billions,
Yeah.
Multiple
Billions
planets.
died.
More than Vader probably ever did.
billions died because of his.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan even said it. If you don't kill the Emperor, then we failed. If you don't kill Vader, we failed.
Yeah.
Is that not in his mind? I didn't do it.
That's the same
If I kill
exact-
Kylo,
yeah.
I'm fulfilling what Obi-Wan told me to do a long time ago, and I'm going to stop this before it goes anywhere
That's
near
right.
what we did before. And in
That's a
that
great
moment,
point.
he realized it's still not right.
It's still not right.
Still not right. So I think
Yeah.
it's a small thing.
It's a great point. It's
It's
and
a
that's
great
what
point.
he is learning throughout, and that's what Yoda continues to teach him is that even with the right intentions, if what you're doing is not out of just love and protection, but it's out of fear,
Yes.
then that's where the Jedi
That's-
lose their way.
yeah.
So
That's
we
the
don't do stuff
problem.
out of fear. We see a problem, we do what we can to save as many people as possible and to do what we can to serve
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
light, and that's always we're always striving to do our best. We're going to come up short. There's going to be times when we fail, and then
Yep.
we try to pick ourselves back up and we keep going. But the preemptive strike is not that of the Jedi.
Right.
The seeing something coming, and so we're going to shut it down before it
Yeah.
becomes an issue. That's not the way of the Jedi.
Can I add one more thing?
Add it.
Only if it's good. No.
My 20, and no offense to anybody's age, my 20-year-old self,
People don't know you're only 20.
I'm only 20.
That's right.
My 20-year-old self would have been naive enough to think that if I throw my saber down, I'm doing the right thing.
Mm.
That's naive. That's Luke in Return of the Jedi. That's naive. My 50-year-old self would think, if I throw my saber down, I'm giving up any chance of defeating the Emperor.
right.
And I'm not quitting. That's Luke in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
That's that Luke. That it's a different mindset when you're 50. He would think potentially that it's a huge mistake to let this guy. That's an older mindset. You're
Yeah.
thinking in terms of, if I have to sacrifice myself to prevent something horrible, then I will. It's really naive, actually, of Luke in Jedi to throw away his saber. It was the right thing to do, but it's incredibly naive.
Yeah.
Mm.
You're going to throw down your weapon when you have a chance to defeat the enemy, potentially killing them both right now? I think it's naive, but it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I would argue
Yeah.
that Luke in The Last Jedi is actually more in line with reality than a young kid throwing away his saber when he's about to defeat the the most evil character in the universe. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we see it through the lens of Star Wars. Well, that's the path to the dark side. Obviously, you wouldn't do that. The reality is it's foolishness.
Yeah.
Right.
But that foolishness is what redeemed his father.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's
So I think Ryan
Yeah.
Johnson, if we compare the two, I think Ryan Johnson with Luke as he was there, that's a more realistic character than this young, arrogant kid going, no, I'm not going to fight you. I'm throwing away my saber to save the world. That to me, that to me
the
does
best
not,
Luke, version of Luke ever.
does that make any sense?
Yeah.
If you just think about them, that's like
Yeah, that's true.
crazy.
Yeah.
And
Because realistically, Vader and the Emperor could have been, okay, well, you're dead.
and that's what happened.
Easy. You're dead.
But Vader intervened.
Right.
So, and I would just argue that Ryan Johnson was maybe had his thumb on the pulse of a true, how a real person would act,
Hmm.
possibly more than Luke in Empire. It's all poetic and nice,
Yeah.
and I love it.
We'll have to
I
revisit a
wouldn't-
lot of this on our
That's
Uh,
great. These
on
are
our-
We're
deep-
totally off on a tangent.
last.
this is
No,
still-
but actually, the reason I say that is because we brought up having a Last Jedi full podcast episode.
Yeah.
We'll have to.
We will-
remember
People
to
don't
talk
have
about
any
this again.
any strong feelings on either side of that topic.
No,
and what's
none
good
at all.
what's good is we want to be clear. Here
It's like politics.
here
Everybody
it-
aligns in the same.
Yeah.
Everyone
We all
agrees.
And what's great is here at Star Wars, guys, we only care about views. So if you want to come because you disagree with us, let us know in the comments. Respectfully.
Yeah.
But let us know.
Respectfully.
you want to come because you love us. You really love us. Then
Love me. Why did I do Luke like that? I don't know.
It was great.
There's a little bit of that.
Let us know.
Hamill's got a little bit of that character.
Yeah, he does for sure.
So excited.
So either way,
Right.
tune in for that. Which we'll say
That's the
when we
young
do
Luke.
that, we'll sit down. Well, the three of us will watch it first, and then we'll go on air.
Yeah.
We'll watch it. We'll get it fresh in our mind. Look at stuff, and
Right.
Yeah,
it's
great.
that'd be a great one.
All right,
But
to wrap up, let's reiterate the wins.
man, all right,
The
our
wins.
wins
Big
across
winners.
the board. Big winners of the night.
The ranked big winners of the night based on vote
Yeah.
too. So this isn't just one person's. This is based on unanimous vote. Majority rules.
Majority rules.
Our battle. What
Oh,
was
Well, we
our
had Battle of Yavin was our Will Chamberlain.
Battle of
Battle of
we had to take
Yavin
off
won the what space battles. That was
Space Battle.
separate.
That was the monster battle.
the
yeah.
battle. Did Scarif win Grant? Like with
Did
with
Scarif
Yavin
beat
aside,
Hoth?
did
Scarif
Scarif
and
beat Hoth?
Geonosis.
Geonosis won.
Geonosis got to
Geonosis
the end,
won,
but we
but then
we
was
knocked
it-
it off.
What beat it? Siege of Mandalore. Where did we end up going?
Oh my gosh, Mandalore.
uh,
We'll watch it back. We'll watch
this is
it back
great
outside.
live podcasting right now. As I'm like, what was our winners? I could have written those
We're
down.
trying to wrap up
Oh.
something. We had no idea what we were talking about.
What was
I think we
You
had
got it.
what was the winners?
we had Geonosis
Mandalore.
versus Mandalore. I think that Scarif was defeated by Geonosis,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
and
'Cause
then
I think
Mandalore.
Geonosis and then Mandalore. I think is what the final battle of that maybe.
I thought something beat Mandalore.
Mandalore did not win.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Do I?
Wait, didn't Scarif?
Did we then take that into?
It went up against the live action.
Did that go up against some like because we also had like our
yeah.
Moff Gideon, or we also had like our
No,
Boba and
we-
Rancor versus.
Yeah, Mandalore didn't win because I remember making the argument that the live
Oh, here it
action,
goes.
Yeah, that was
the
on
live,
Scarif,
the
right?
live action would beat that.
Lothal. Did we get to Lothal? Remember that?
We did.
I literally don't know
This
at
is the
all.
greatest
We'll
ending
have
to
to
our
go
podcast
back and
ever.
watch our own
I'm
podcast.
not quitting until we figure it out.
We had Lothal.
I'm not.
I thought Geonosis won.
Geonosis didn't win.
No, you
Because-
said because I voted Geonosis at one
And we
point. And you
switched
guys
to-
said no. That there's something about. Got it. Exegol.
Oh my
Bingo.
gosh.
There
Bingo.
we go.
Exegol.
We
Thanks
we
for doing that.
just to be clear, we just thought of every single one except the winner.
Except the
one
winner.
we couldn't, the one we
That's
said
right.
was the best was the
That's
one we
right.
couldn't
What's that one
remember.
we can't remember that we said was
It
best?
was the best ever.
Best
Unforgettable battle. Let's see. What was that
What
one that was
our
the
best podcast we've ever done?
called the most unforgettable battle? I can't remember what one. It was great though.
Most unforgettable battle.
What was it? Was it the Siege of Mandalore that half our audience doesn't even know what we're talking about? What was
You
it?
were throwing Boba
The
on
Boba on the
Rancor.
Rancor
He's a
that happened
finalist.
like 3 weeks
Wasn't
ago.
he the finalist?
Was it?
No.
No.
So wait,
Okay,
did we have
Exegol.
different?
We had
categories.
Yavin as its
Yeah,
own thing.
Yavin was just Hall of Fame.
Then we had Exegol,
Exegol.
and then we went to.
Did we do these small
Prequels.
skirmishes at all? Did that end up with anything, or we just talked?
We
about
just
it?
talked.
We
About
Okay,
talked
cool.
about him.
Then we did Rebels.
battles.
Rebels. Then we do Rebels lightsaber fights.
Saber battles. Yeah.
Saber
We ended
battles,
up-
yeah.
Saber battles. So Rebels was we had
Ahsoka
We had
Vader.
Ahsoka Vader
won.
There's a lot of good ones. We had Ahsoka Vader.
Then we did Clone,
Clone
Wars.
Wars.
We had Maul Ahsoka.
Maul
Clone Wars
Ahsoka
finale.
won.
Mhm.
Then we did prequels.
Mhm.
Prequels. We had
Duel of
And
the
we
Fates.
had Duel of the Fates, which I got outnumbered. I had it.
You got a
Obi-Wan
number. You had
Anakin.
Mustafar.
It's
I
a
had
great one.
Mustafar. And then
We had original trilogy. We had
original
did we
trilogy.
vote on original trilogy.
Original trilogy. We didn't vote, did we?
Did we do our final vote on?
Yeah, we did.
Oh wait,
Wait, was that what just listened to that
We
tangent?
didn't. We didn't
That
actually.
was.
We didn't actually vote on it.
we didn't vote.
We didn't vote.
We had 5 against 6.
It was 5 against 6.
Yeah, we did. 5 against 6. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no need to stir up that.
We'll
hornet's
yeah,
nest.
we don't want to stir that up. 5 against 6 tied, and then
and then
the
the
sequels.
sequels we had Rey versus Kylo on the
2.
Death Star
On the
wreckage,
Death
the
Star
water.
wreckage, yeah.
Um,
So that's it.
Yes.
That is Star Wars
Wow.
battles ranked, the greatest Star Wars battles.
thanks for bearing with us.
That was a lot. And here it is to close it out. As always, you can find us on Instagram at Star Wars Guys Pod.
Yes, Star Wars Guys Pod. Send us your questions.
And here on YouTube.
Star Wars Guys, 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 Star Wars Guys,
Star Wars Guys.
Star Wars Guys, 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 Star Wars Guys.
He just cuts the words crazy.
Star Wars Guys.
I can hear it.
Wars. Wars Guys.
As always, may the Force be with you. I love
Plus, this is why I hate fighting. It's not even
Plus.
I
close.
hate podcasting.
That's why I hate podcasting.
She seems to be on top of things.
Anakin, I made a pardon. That was punny.